Sergeant.
Well, hi, Pyle. What are you grunting about?
Well, don't you remember? Today's the day.
The day? What day?
The day I go home on leave. Don't you remember I put in for it way back in October?
Oh, say, that's right. You're going home for a whole week, ain't you?
I still can't believe it, Sergeant. Do you know how long it's been since I've been home? Exactly 42 months, 1 week, 2 days, 12 hours, give or take a few minutes.
I don't blame you for being excited. It's a great feeling getting home. I remember when I had my last leave. What a thrill it was, arriving in town and seeing that big banner, Welcome Home, Vince.
It was strung across Main Street, was it?
No, it was strung across my mother's window. Whenever I get home, that clothesline comes down and the banner goes up.
Well, she must just be busting with pride having a son like you.
Yeah, I guess. Well, here are your leave papers, Pyle. All signed and ready to go. Have a great trip.
Thank you, Sergeant. I just can't wait to see the look of surprise on Andy's face when I walk in. I purposely didn't write to him.
Oh? Well, have a good time.
I just can't wait to see all those folks back there in Mayberry. Andy and Opie, Aunt Bee, and Cousin Goober.
Yeah, well, goodbye, Pyle. I'm sure you're anxious to get started.
You remember Andy, Opie, Aunt Bee, and Cousin Goober, don't you? You know, Andy's the sheriff of Mayberry.
I know. Be sure to give him my best.
Andy, Opie, Aunt Bee, or Cousin Goober are all
All of them, go, Pyle.
I'll be writing you picture postcards, or if I have time, maybe even a letter.
Goodbye, Pyle.
Which do you prefer, Sergeant? One long, easy letter, or lots of picture postcards?
Any. Go, Pyle.
'Cause I'll do it.
Pyle, get out of here.
Nothing's changed at all. Hey, Grover. Are you still here? Golly. Gee whiz. Well, after 42 months, 1 week and 2 days, 10 more minutes ain't gonna matter much. Look, it shows where I'm going and everything. Hey there.
Can I help you?
Oh, well, I was looking for Andy Taylor. Do you happen to know where he is?
Yeah, he's off on a camping trip right now. I came down from Raleigh to fill in for him. I'm Captain Rogers.
Oh, well, I'm Gomer Pyle. Do you happen to know whether his family went with him or not, Aunt Bee and Opie?
Uh-huh.
Oh, golly. Sure is a disappointment. You see, I just got home on leave, and, well, I was hoping I'd surprise them all, and, well, it appears the surprise is on me.
Well, why didn't you write and tell them you were coming?
Well, I never figured they'd be away on vacation this time of year, and like I said, I wanted it to be a surprise. Do you know how long they're going to be gone?
Well, it depends on the weather and the fishing. If the bass and crappie are biting, they might be gone a week or more.
Oh, heck. It's just how long my leave is. We're going to miss each other the whole time.
Well, that's a shame. Anything I can do?
Oh, no thanks. Guess I'll just go over to the hotel and check in and maybe look around. Thank you, sir, and I hope to see you again while I'm here.
Drop in anytime.
Thank you. Hey, Mr. Ferguson.
Gomer Pyle, as I live and breathe. Welcome home, son. Are you back to stay?
No, sir, I'm just home on leave.
Well, it's great to see you again. And you're looking fine, boy, just fine.
Well, so are you. You hadn't changed a bit. Mr. Ferguson, where's Floyd's barbershop? Did it used to be right here?
Emmett bought Floyd out about a year ago. Floyd's retired now and living with his daughter up to Mount Pilot. Daughter's separated from her husband, you know.
I'll be. Floyd not here anymore? It just don't seem possible.
Yeah. If you're looking for a haircut, don't go in here. The only thing they got to clip you with is a lawnmower.
Well, gee, have there been any other changes around Mayberry since I've been gone?
Oh, lots of big things happening here. Big. You know, we got a coin-operated laundry and dry cleaning store now.
You don't say.
And the latest rumor is some big combine from Raleigh thinking of opening a car wash. Does your car in 5 minutes. Everything's machines nowadays, Gomer. Machines. How'd you get down here?
Airplane and a bus.
See there?
Well, I guess I'll be checking into the hotel, Mr. Ferguson. I'll see you.
Goodbye, son. And keep America strong.
Oh, hey, Miss Petrie.
Hello, Gomer. I haven't seen you for a few weeks. What have you been doing with yourself?
Oh, well, I've been in the service, ma'am, in the Marines.
You have? Did you just join up?
Well, no, ma'am. I've been in for 4 years.
Is that long? Well, I just don't remember things like I used to.
Oh, I understand. Sure was nice seeing you, Miss Petrie, and hope to see you again before my leave's over.
Oh, Gomer, this isn't Christmas, is it?
No, ma'am, it ain't.
Then I won't wish you Christmas greetings.
Hey, Goober! Surprise, surprise, surprise! I'm sorry, I thought you was Goober.
Goober ain't here.
Would you happen to know where I could find him?
About 500 miles from here. On a camping trip with the sheriff and his family.
Well, I'll be. I come 3,000 miles on my first leave, and everybody's gone somewhere.
You want I should tell him we'll stop by?
Well, his cousin, Gomer.
Gomer. Gomer Pyle? From the Marines? Why didn't you say so in the first place? I'm Virgil. Goober left me in charge while he's away.
Well, how do you do?
Sir, I've heard a lot about you, Gomer. I always wanted to meet you.
Well, thank you.
Tell me, how is it in the Marines, huh?
We're just fine.
Really get to say it much?
Say what?
Gung-ho. Do you really say it?
Oh, yeah, we say it all the time.
Say it once. Let me hear a real Marine say it.
Gung-ho!
I'm gone how you say that. Excuse me. Goober Service Station, Virgil speaking. Oh, hello, Mrs. Watson. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. That's a shame. Well, don't worry about a thing. I'll be right over and try to start her for you. No trouble at all. Bye. Mrs. Watson's got a doctor appointment in Siler City and her car won't start. Takes hours to fix her jalopy. Know why? Because it's a 1942 model. That car's as old as I am. Well, think of it. The year that car was made, I was born. Well, who'd ever thought that car was going to be fixed one day by that little baby laying in a hospital? Well, I got to lock up for a while.
Well, wait a minute. Oh, you don't have to lock up if you don't want to. I'd be happy to take over for you.
You sure?
Well, I'm not doing much right now, and besides, it'd be fun getting back at my old job again.
Well, it'd be just fine. I won't be more than a couple hours. Just make so at home.
Well, thank you.
Soda pop machine's working. If you got a dime.
Well, don't worry about me. I'll just sit here on the bench and count out of state license plates, just like the good old days.
Hiya, fella. Say, how about a little service?
Sure thing. Fill her up.
No, we've got plenty of gas, but the engine's been acting up. Would you mind taking a look at it, please?
Glad to. No wonder she's giving you trouble. Spark plug line's burnt clear through, and the radiator hose is dripping something fierce. Looks like she's spitting up a lot of oil, and them points sound like they wore right down to a nub.
Yeah, well, do you think you can fix it?
Sure can. Golly, digging into a motor again. Now I'm beginning to really feel at home.
Hey, fella, will you be much longer?
I'm finished. That car of yours is sure in some awful shape.
Well, you mean even after you fixed everything?
Well, I didn't fix everything. You still got that oil leak because I didn't have no new pinion seal. She'll be leaking on you while you drive, but at least she'll run you for a while.
That's all right. Thanks a lot.
Oh, no need thanking me. It was a pleasure just getting the feel of grease all over me again. I'd make out your bill. Not officially working here, it wouldn't be fair to charge you labor, so I'll just charge you for the parts. You can pay cash or charge it. They honor most credit cards here.
They honor one of these, too?
Give us what you got in the cash box and make it fast.
Well, I just didn't know what to do, Captain. Everything happened so fast. They was out of sight before I could get to a phone and call you.
Sorry day when I let you take over.
All right. It's done. Now, can you give me a description?
Well, it was a 1953.
No, you already told me about the car. Can you give me a description of the men? The men.
I sure can. I'll never forget them as long as I live.
Okay, shoot. How tall were they?
Well, they weren't tall, and they weren't short. You might say they was medium. Kind of medium to tall or short.
How about the weight? Were they big men?
No, they weren't big.
Were they skinny?
No, they weren't skinny neither.
Medium?
Medium to fat or skinny.
Yeah.
I'll never forget them as long as I live.
Well, can't you think of anything specific about those men?
I sure can. One of them was carrying a gun.
Sakes, Gomer. Couldn't you tell they were crooks just by looking at them?
Well, they was both wearing neckties, but all that proved was that they were strangers in town. The old broken down car they come in with, well, who would have thought two hold-up men would have come in an old clunker like that?
The car was in bad shape?
Something terrible. I don't even know how it made it into the station. It had no zip at all.
Well, why didn't you say so in the first place? If the car has no zip at all, it won't be too hard to catch up with.
Captain Rogers?
Yes?
I think I ought to tell you that car had a lot more zip going out than coming in.
What do you mean?
I fixed it.
You fixed the getaway car?
I didn't know it was the getaway car when I fixed it.
I better get out of here.
Captain, I think I can find that car for you, though.
Oh, and how do you intend to go about it?
Well, one of the things that I didn't fix was a broken pinion seal, and it's leaking like a sieve. See there? So all we got to do is to follow these oil spots, and it ought to take us right to the car.
Follow the oil spots. Pyle, it'll be dark in an hour. Now, will you do me a favor and leave the police work to me?
But, Captain, I feel responsible for this, and it was my cousin Goober's money. I want to help out some way.
And the one thing I don't need right now is an amateur detective, so just steer clear, huh? Oh, and another thing. Stay away from this gas station. I don't want you fixing any more getaway cars.
Captain! got any other men besides these deputies around?
Not between here and the state highway.
What do you figure that is?
Douse your lights. Everybody get down till I get the signal. Now! Turn around.
Hi.
All right. What are you doing out here?
Well, I was following them oil spots like I was telling you about. You know, from that busted pinion seal. See there? Seems like there's been one about every 50 feet ever since I left the service station.
Pyle, you're hampering police operations being out here. Now, supposing you go home and stay out of the way.
But, Captain, if I just follow this trail,
You heard me. Go on home.
But, Captain...
Go on.
Damn.
Look who's here.
Hey, Frank.
Look who's going to give us a lift.
Well, well, well. If it ain't old Handy Andy himself. Boy, when he gives service, he really gives service.
That's what I call Southern hospitality.
I'm going to sit in the front seat with you so you don't feel like a chauffeur.
Are you fellers heading back to Mayberry?
Well, we weren't planning on it.
Oh, well, that's where I'm going. So, could you just drop me off at the Forks? That's the cutoff back to Mayberry.
We got a better idea. You keep driving us to where we're going. We like your company.
Oh, well, I really should be getting back. You see, I just got into town, and there's lots of folks that I hadn't even said hello to yet. I'll say hello later.
What are we stopping for? Where are we?
This is the fork I was telling you about. The road to the left takes you back to Mayberry. I know you don't want to go there. And the road to the right takes you out of town. That's the one you want.
We go to the left.
To the left, but
Yeah, we know when we're being conned. You're trying to lead us right back to the cops. And when you recommend right, we go left. Now get going.
What kind of crazy driving is that?
Well, I really couldn't help it. You see, I think there's something wrong with this steering mechanism. It's all I can do to hold her steady.
Well, watch it. We want to get where we're going in one piece.
Yes, sir. I told you all you had to do was follow them oil spots, and that's exactly what I did.
Well, I'll be darned. You mean you tracked them down that way?
Of course, by the time I had found the car, it had broken down again, but I'd counted on that. Then I fixed it, then we managed to bump into each other again.
Well, but how did you happen to come down this road?
Well, I figured if I told them to take the other road, then they would make me take this road where I knew you was waiting.
I'll be. You mean you really planned all this?
Of course, I didn't know where you'd still be here or not, so I pretended that the steering was bad, and I started zigzagging, hoping I'd draw some attention, which I guess I did.
All right, take them away.
Just a minute, Captain. Can I say something to these fellas?
Good.
Fellas, I hope what just happened to you will be a lesson to both of you. I just hope wherever it is they send you, you'll take lots of time out and think about this. Maybe if you're lucky, they'll put you in leathercraft or something where you can learn a trade.
Okay, take them away.
Try to spend a lot of time at the library and join the Glee Club there if they've got one. But the main thing to do is to get yourself a hobby. Something like stamp collecting. Just so you're not by yourself and in the path of temptation.
Gomer, I'm sorry you didn't get a chance to see your friends.
Well, me too, but I figured it don't make much sense my hanging around, so I'll head on back to the base. So long, Captain Rogers. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Pleasure's mine, and thanks again for everything. It was nice to share a mission with the United States Marines. I'll give everyone your best.
Tell them I write to them. Bye, Rover. I'll see you next time.
Shaving cream, I just ran out.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, how about some of that hair tonic? Could I use a little of that?
Oh, sure.
Do you have any cologne?
No, I don't.
Boy, you never have anything.
Hey, Pyle,
Yeah,
you got a visitor in the rec room.
I have. Who is it?
I don't know, but she's really something. You better get over there.
Hey, who can that be? A dame for you?
I don't know.
Hey, wait a minute, Gomer. I'll go with you.
Well, for goodness sake.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Can't believe it. Look who's here. Lou-Ann Hoogie. I mean, Miss Lou-Ann Eford. Where's your husband? Is he here with you?
No, Gomer.
He's not. Well, are you here alone?
Well, actually, I don't have a husband.
You mean you didn't marry Monroe Eford, the boy whose daddy run the feed store?
Well, actually, I didn't.
Well, the last time you were here, you went home specifically to marry Monroe.
I know, but actually, the wedding just never came off.
Well, why? What happened?
Well, we were right there in the church, and the preacher got to that part that says, "Do you take this man forever and ever, till death do you part?" And I got to thinking,
Uh-huh.
well, that's an awful long time. So I asked him to repeat the question.
Well, what happened then?
Well, when he asked me again, "Do you take this man forever and ever, till death do you part?" I just said, "Well, actually, no."
You didn't.
Uh-huh. And I'm not sorry. Monroe was making unkind remarks about how I wore too much mascara, and he was forever reminding me about the foolish thing I'd done, coming off to California to look for a career in show business. Well, you know how important my singing is to me, Gomer.
Oh, I do.
Well, guess what? I got my old job back at the Congo Club, and I'll be singing there tonight. Will you come?
Well, I'd like to very much.
Well, I'll be darned. Look who's here, Miss Lou-Ann Mrs. Lou-Ann Eford. That was it, Eford, wasn't it?
Well,
She ain't married Duke. She never did marry Monroe. Her name's still Luann Povey.
You didn't? How come?
Well, actually...
She just changed her mind, Spot. Just changed her mind. She's got her old job back singing at the Congo Club. Ain't that nice?
Yeah, isn't it ever?
Oh, my goodness. I better be going. I just wanted to stop in and say hey, on account of you boys are the best friends I've got here.
Oh, I am. I mean, we are.
Hey, listen, Luann, we'll walk you back to the gate and get you a taxi.
Oh, thank you.
Look, Luann, it's Sergeant Carter.
Hello, Sergeant Carter.
Is it really you? I can't believe my eyes. Luann Poover.
Povey.
Yeah, but now it's Mrs. Luann.
Bill Povey. She never did get married, Sergeant.
You didn't? How come?
Well, actually, she just changed her mind at the last minute.
You know what they say, Sergeant Carter? It's a woman's prerogative to change her mind.
Yeah. Well, don't you ever lose that little old prerogative.
And she's back here to live, Sergeant. She's back singing at the Congo Club. Isn't that something?
Is that so? Singing and single, huh?
That's right, Sergeant Carter. I'm just as free as a little old sparrow.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, where are you going now?
Oh, I just dropped in to say hey, and the boys were walking me to the gate to get me a taxi.
Oh. Well, that's very thoughtful of them, but apparently they forgot about a little detail they were on.
What detail, Sarge?
You mean I forgot to tell you? The windows in my office, they're a sight. You mean I didn't tell you?
No, Sergeant, she didn't tell us.
How about that? Well, that's the detail, my windows. So you boys get right on it, will you? And I'll walk Luann to the gate. So long, boys.
Bye, Gomer. Bye, Duke.
Bye,
Bye,
Luann.
Luann.
See you all later.
So, you're free as a little old sparrow, huh?
Hello, Sergeant. Hello, Corporal. So nice to see you all. Oh, hey, boys, come on down.
Hey, wait, there ain't room for everybody.
Oh, well, we'll make room. I've only got a minute to visit. We'll just all squeeze together. That's fun. You don't mind being a little crowded, do you?
Well, I sure don't mind.
It's more fun this way.
Yeah, if you boys want to order, you just go right ahead. I don't think I'll have time for anything. Oh, actually, I better be getting back to the orchestra now. But I'll see you later. Bye.
Bye, Luann.
Bye, hon.
Hold it, boys. I have a little announcement to make.
What's that, Sergeant?
Well, we're all standing up, right? Now, here's the way it's going to be. All those who sit down are going to stay. Sit down, Boyle. All those who remain standing are going to remain standing, or move to another table, or better yet, return to the base. In any case, those who remain standing will not resume their seated position at this table.
You want us to go, Sergeant?
You have got a good head on your shoulders, Pyle. Goodbye, Pyle. Goodbye, Slater.
But, Sarge, we
Look,
just...
Slater, 2's company, 3's a crowd, 4's not allowed, and 5's dumb, stupid, and ridiculous. Goodbye, Slater.
Come on, Gomer.
Okay, bye, Sergeant. Would you please explain to Miss Luann why we had to leave, about how we remained standing?
Yeah, I'll tell her about it. Just go.
I'm surprised you let me stay.
Well, as a matter of fact, I'm glad you brought that up, Boyle.
You want me to go, too?
I didn't say that. But if you did just happen to want to leave, I would not insist you stay. This time, there are going to be no mistakes. This time, it's just going to be me and Luann all alone. Just us, the night, and the music.
C'est si bon. Lovers say that in France,
Still here, Boyle?
when they thrill to romance, it means that it's so good.
I tell you, Gomer, the more I think about it, the madder I get.
Oh, come on, Duke. Forget about it. Let's go to a movie. The live show don't start for 10 minutes yet. We got plenty of time.
No, I'm not going to the movie. I'm going back inside.
Golly, Duke. I wouldn't after what Sergeant Carter said about remaining standing.
Yeah, but he didn't say we had to go back to the base.
No, that's true. But if you do go back in there,
Huh?
remain standing.
See you later, Gomer.
It's so good.
nothing else can replace just your slightest embrace. And if you only would be my own for the rest of my days, I will whisper this phrase. My darling, say si bon. I mean, it's oh so good when I say si bon.
Hey, buddy.
Huh?
We're closing up.
What?
We're closing up.
Hey, Sarge. Well, Sarge, we gotta close up.
Where is everybody? Where's Miss Poobie, the singer?
She left a little while ago.
She what?
Golly, Sergeant, these files sure are messed up. Looks just like somebody come in here and shuffled them all up like a deck of cards.
Yeah, they're in awful shape, aren't they? That's why I picked you two guys to straighten them out. I know you'll do a very careful job, even if it takes you till midnight.
Don't you worry, Sergeant. We won't let you down. But how in the world is getting mixed up like this anyways?
Who knows? Just do a good job.
However it happened, it's remarkable that the sergeant trusts only us to fix it back up.
Oh, shut up, Gomer. Just shut up.
Thank you very much for walking me home, Sergeant Carter.
It's my pleasure.
Well, good night.
Say, what about tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night?
Well, yeah, it's your night off, ain't it? Didn't you say?
Well, yes.
Great. I was thinking we'd go out to dinner tomorrow night. You know, to celebrate you coming back.
Well, you know, actually, that does sound like a nice idea. A celebration.
Yeah. Where would you like to go? You name it.
Well, actually, we could have dinner right here at my place. It'd be more fun that way, don't you think?
Yeah, that's great. Shall we say 7:30?
That'd be fine.
Perfect. And listen, don't buy any wine because that's my department.
All right. Good night, Sergeant Carter.
Luann,
Yes?
if you don't mind, I'd rather not come in.
What?
You'd probably like me to stay so that we can talk for a while.
Well-
But I'm not the pushy type.
Good night, Sergeant Carter.
It's a little late, so I'd better not come in now.
Yes?
Luann, you don't mind my not coming in, do you?
Oh, no, Sergeant, really.
Hard to get. That's the way I played it, Boyle. Hard to get. And boy, did she go for it. She was dying for me to come in. But I played it cool and distant. Cool and distant.
What's this?
Huh? It's a bottle of wine.
Bottled in Warsaw, 1961.
Yeah, you don't find much of that stuff around anymore.
Yeah, and you got a good price on it, too. 89 cents.
Hey, give me that. You know, Boyle, what I needed was a campaign. It's playing hard to get. That was the secret. You should have seen her last night, standing there with the door open. I didn't budge an inch.
It must have taken a lot of willpower.
Not willpower, strategy. You give a little and gain a lot. She's inviting me to dinner.
Good.
Well, don't wait up for me. Say, Zebo.
Sergeant Carter.
Flowers, candy, wine. Have I forgotten anything?
Oh, my gracious, no. Aren't you sweet and thoughtful?
Well, that's the name of the game, ain't it?
Come on in. Okay, boys.
Huh?
Hey, Sergeant, you just in time. You just came out of the oven.
Hi, Sergeant.
What are you guys doing here?
Why, don't you remember, Sergeant? It was your idea to celebrate my coming back.
Just leave it to you, Sergeant. Just leave it to you to think of something thoughtful like this. Thoughtful, thoughtful, thoughtful.
boy, as long as these two creeps are around, I'll never get a chance to turn on the steam with this girl.
So?
So, why wait to be alone with her to turn on the steam? Let them be around. What better way is there for her to compare us?
Huh?
Instead of trying to get rid of those crumbs, I encourage them to hang around. Let us see the three of us together. Slater, Pyle, and me. Two wishy-washy nothings, and me. You understand?
No.
It's like in advertising. They show you brand X, Y, and Z together. And then they prove brand X is better than Y and Z.
And you?
Brand X.
Night and day, you are the one. Only you beneath the moon and under
Hey,
the
Duke, look, there's
sun.
Sergeant Carter. Yeah.
Whether near to
Oh, he's coming over here. Let's beat it.
no matter
Hey, where you going, boys?
where you are.
Well, Sergeant, it's a little crowded, so we thought we'd leave.
Leave? Well, why don't you come over and sit down at my table since it's so crowded?
Your table, Sarge?
Really mean that, Sergeant?
Well, of course I do. You're here to see Luann, and I'm here to see Luann, so why don't we sit down together? And later on, when she's finished, we can all walk her home. Now, how does that sound to you? Come on, come on.
He's drunk, Gomer. He's cockeyed drunk.
In the silence of my lonely room, I think of night and day.
Sure a nice night for walking, ain't it? Come on, boys, don't lag behind.
Well, it is, but why did we come this way, Sergeant Carter? This neighborhood frightens me a little bit.
It does? How come?
I don't like it much either, Sergeant.
Huh? What?
What's the matter, Sarge?
Nothing. I just thought he said something.
Tell you the truth, Sergeant, I always try to avoid this part of town myself.
So do I.
What's the matter with you people? Are you scared? You see, Luann, that's the difference between some guys and other guys. Some guys are afraid of their own shadows, other guys are afraid of nothing. Wait a minute.
What's the matter, Sarge?
Did you hear that? That guy whistled.
I didn't hear anything, Sergeant.
Me neither.
Well, you just wait right here. Look, buddy, watch that. You understand? That's a lady we got with us.
What'd I do?
You know what you did, so just watch it for next time. You got that?
Look, Sarge, you shouldn't get yourself involved like this. After all, you're an NCO. Now, I can handle this guy. Now, you watch it, fella.
Look, Slater, you don't have to tell me.
Wait a minute. You want to know what I think? I think this whole thing was based on a misunderstanding. You see, when you whistle, the sergeant here thought you were being disrespectful, but I don't. I think you were just trying to pay Miss Pookie over there a nice compliment.
Huh?
That's right, Miss Pookie is a very beautiful young lady, and I don't blame any man for whistling at her when he sees her. But then misunderstandings happen all the time, and I think we all ought to be big enough to realize it. So come on, Sergeant. Good night, sir, and it was nice talking to you.
What did you butt in for, Pyle? And you too, Slater. That guy didn't scare me. Maybe he scared you, but he didn't scare me.
I know, Sergeant, but why fight if you don't have to?
Why? Because chivalry ain't dead. That's why, Pyle. Is that any way to dance with a girl? What does she get out of it? Does she feel a strong arm around her? Does she feel authority, firmness, strength? She might as well be dancing alone.
That's the way they dance these days, Sarge.
Oh, don't give me that. A man is still a man and a woman's still a woman, aren't they? Just keep your eye on me. May I? Is something matter?
Well, actually, I'm just trying to catch my breath.
Oh, well, sometimes I don't know my own strength. Say, Pyle, why don't you dance with Luann? You haven't danced with her yet.
some kind of an evening. I really did enjoy it.
How about you, Luann? Did you have a nice time this evening?
Oh, just wonderful. Thank you.
Me too. I just had...
Tell me, Luann, about this evening. Anybody, anything in particular you liked about it?
Oh, I just liked all of it.
Yeah, huh? Well, listen. Suppose two of us couldn't have made it. Which one would you have liked to have been left with?
Oh, do you really want to know that?
Well, sure.
Well, like I said, I like all of you. Well, I think of us as being one great big happy family.
But suppose it had to be one. Just suppose. There must be one you'd pick.
Well, actually, I suppose if I got right down to it, there is.
Then tell us. They're men enough. I mean, we're men enough to take it, right, Slater?
Yeah, sure.
Well, Duke,
Yeah?
you certainly are thoughtful and sweet. And I like you a lot.
Yeah? Yeah?
Well, I think of you just like my own brother.
Your brother?
Hey, that's great. Slater's a real brotherly guy.
And you, Sergeant Carter.
Vince.
Vince.
Yeah?
Well, you're so strong and forceful and firm. When I'm around you, I feel so safe.
Uh-huh.
It's just as if you were my own daddy.
Dad?
When I'm with you, it's just like being with my daddy.
Your daddy?
Now, would you like to hear about Gomer?
Ma'am?
Well, after watching Gomer these past few days and seeing how beautifully he handles just about every situation.
Huh?
Well, actually, he's the one I'd like to have for my beau. And I think a beau ought to walk a girl home at night. Come on, Gomer.
Good night.
Bye, boys.
Oh, brother.
Oh, Daddy.
Gomer, I hope you don't think I was being too presumptuous selecting you as my beau, but Sergeant Carter kept on insisting on knowing.
Well, no, I was flattered.
You were? Because I never really did give you a chance to say how you felt about me.
Golly, Luann, you know how I feel about you.
No, I don't, Gomer. How?
Well, I like you.
You do?
Uh-huh.
Well, you can kiss me goodnight, Gomer, if you want to.
Okay, Pyle, hold it right there.
Carter, dude.
Lois, what are you doing here?
Well, you said we were like your father and your brother, didn't you?
Yes, but...
Well, as your father and your brother, it's up to us to look out after you and see that you get to bed on time.
Sergeant Carter.
And another thing, we're awfully particular about who you go out with. And I don't think Pyle's exactly right. Do you, brother?
Definitely not, Dad.
How about a refill, Luke?
No, thanks, Bill. If I'm going to get there, I better be on my way.
Well, I don't envy you none. You and that old horse have been together for a lot of years.
Yeah, I'm going to miss Dolly. You're a right good old mare. When they get to be that age, there's just nothing left to do but to have them put away.
I guess.
I'm going to walk her over to Wes's place, and he's going to lend me his trailer. Poor Dolly.
Thanks a lot. I should be able to get a lift the rest of the way from here. Well, hey there, girl. Ain't you a pretty one, though? Say, I know what you like. You just stand right here, and I'll be right back.
Afternoon. Cup of coffee?
Yes, sir. I think I'll have a cup, but if you don't mind, I think I'll take the sugar first.
Looks like Dolly found a friend her last day around.
There you go. Now, that ought to hold you to your next bag of oats.
Thanks. See you, Luke. Well, here's your coffee.
Oh, thank you. And by the way, that sugar I took, I hope you don't mind that I gave it to that horse outside.
Oh, you mean old Dolly?
Dolly?
Yeah, that's her name.
Well, it sure suits her, 'cause she's one of the sweetest, friendliest horses I ever met. She reminds me of Maybelle, an old horse I used to ride on my Uncle Clarence's farm back home.
Yeah, too bad about Dolly. On her way to the glue factory, you know.
Glue factory?
Yeah, he's having her put away.
You mean that feller that was just in here? He's taking her to have her put away?
It's a shame, I know, but she's getting on.
Mister! Hey, mister! Pardon me, sir, but could I ask you something about your horse?
Yeah?
Is it true? You're taking her somewhere to have her put away?
Afraid so. We're heading there now.
Well, why on earth would you want to do a thing like that? She's not sick, is she? I mean, there's nothing wrong with her.
No, nothing but a bad case of old age. She's just wore out, ain't you, gal? Can't do a lick of work no more, and I can't afford to keep her.
But a sweet old horse like this, surely there must be somebody that'll give her a home.
Afraid not. There aren't too many retirement homes for old nags. No, I guess there's just one place for old Dolly. Come on, gal, and let's get her behind us.
Well, wait a minute. What if somebody wanted to buy her?
Dolly? Who'd want to buy an old nag like her?
Well, I might.
Why, you're in the Marines. What would you be doing with a horse?
Well, that's something I'd have to figure out, but no need for you to worry.
Well, I don't know, son.
Listen, I've got $10 on me. If that's not enough, I can give you some more the first of the month.
Okay. If you want her that bad, you can have her. I just hope you know what you're doing.
Hey, Lester. Huh? Come outside a minute. That ought to do it. Nobody'd ever know that there was a horse in there.
Yes, that's a pretty good job, all right. But, Pyle, tell me one thing. How long do you think she can stay here without being discovered?
Well, it's just till I find a place for her. I'm sorry, Lester, I just had to. I couldn't stand to see him take the poor old thing off to be destroyed. Besides, she reminds me of Maybelle.
Well, let's just hope you can find a stable for her before anyone finds her. Come on, we better get back to the barracks.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for helping me, Lester. It's a relief to know for at least the time being that she's out of sight and won't be noticed. Say, if any of you fellers don't want your apple, I'd be glad to take it off your hands for you. Joey, do you want your apple?
How come you want extra apples?
Oh, well, I want to get them for between meal snacks. You see, I've been feeling tired and listless lately, and that can mean only one thing, that my body's low on iron, and there ain't no better way to get you iron than eating apples.
Okay, you can have mine.
Thank you, Joey.
Any of you guys want to give your apple to Pyle? He's got tired blood.
You can have mine, Pyle.
Thank you, Lester. Anybody else want to give me their apple? Oh, gee, thank you. All I can get here. Thank you. Oh, any apples over here? Be glad to take them off the tin right in the bag here. Thank you. Apple?
Okay, Nelson, let's get this sack tightened up. For a second, I thought you were still in it. Not bad, Almo, not bad. But them socks could be rolled a shade tighter.
Yes, Sergeant. I'll get on it right away.
Sergeant Carter, before you inspect me, I think there's something I better tell you.
What's the matter, Pyle? You got some excuse about something?
Oh, no, Sergeant, it's not that.
Well, that's why we always pull these surprise inspections, just so we can catch slackers.
I'm sorry, Sergeant. This is what I tried to tell you.
Don't try to tell me anything. You've been hoarding food, saving up for them midnight snacks. You're nothing but a big chow hound, ain't you?
Yes, sir. He has an iron deficiency, Sergeant.
I don't think the sergeant wants to hear about that.
You're darn right I don't want to hear about it. You're through stuffing yourself, Pyle. Get rid of them apples. From now on, you're down to 3 meals a day, just like the rest of us.
Yes, Sergeant. No more apples.
Come on, Boyle. I've had enough of this barracks. Well, pick 'em up. Pick 'em up.
Hey, Sergeant Carter, Corporal Ball.
Did you notice the roll Pyle's getting around his middle? He's nothing but a big pile of fat.
Now that you mention it, he is putting on weight. Must be those apples.
Yeah, well, he ain't the only one. The whole platoon's getting soft. I think I better double up on PT.
Yeah, I think so, Sarge.
That's it, Dolly. Chew 'em up real good. There ain't nothing worse than gobbling your oats. Now, that's all I've got. That's all I've got on me. Right there. Remember now, you stay right here. Whatever you do, don't you move from this spot.
$29, $30, $31, $32.
This is a strange time to be doing this, Sarge.
It never hurts to get a little extra. We could all use it, Boyle.
What's the matter, Sarge?
I just thought I saw Dombrowski looking in the window. You know, horse-faced Dombrowski.
Dombrowski?
Yeah, that character over in Quartermaster. Well, what do you be looking in that window for?
Huh? There's nobody there, Sarge.
Well, he was just there.
Well, it couldn't have been Dombrowski. He's on leave.
Well, if it ain't him, there's somebody else on this base that looks an awful lot like a horse.
Look, Sarge, maybe you better forget about the exercising and get some sleep, huh? You've been pushing it pretty hard.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Let's hit the sack. You know, it's funny how some people look like horses and dogs. You know what you always look like to me, Boyle? A giraffe.
A giraffe?
What do I look like to you? Never mind.
Pyle, aren't you coming to bed?
I'm worried, Lester. I'm worried that somebody's going to discover Dolly.
Well, you've been pretty lucky so far.
I know, but, well, I hadn't had a chance to go find her a place to stay, and I'm just worried about how long my luck's going to hold out.
Well, there's nothing we can do about it right now. So let's get some sleep.
I'll try, but something tells me this is going to be a restless night. I bet I don't sleep a wink.
Pyle.
Shazam! It's Dolly. Oh, my goodness.
What's so funny, Boyle?
What's that, Sarge?
I thought that was you. That's a whinny, like from a horse.
It sure is.
Could some joker be watching a Western on television this time of night?
Impossible. The rec room closes at 10. Hey, Sarge. That sounded real.
That horse face in the window. That wasn't Dombrowski's horse face. That was a horse's horse face. Come
Hey, Sergeant Carter. I guess you'd like an explanation. Sergeant?
No, wait. First, I want to make sure this isn't some kind of nightmare. I want to be sure we're all awake. You're Pyle, you're Boyle, and this is a horse.
Sergeant?
Pyle, I thought I'd seen everything. You sneaked a kid on the base, a girl, a dog, a cat, a skunk. But a horse? A horse?
I can explain everything, Sergeant. Honest, I can.
Do that, Pyle, because I'm just dying to know what a big old white horse is doing on a Marine base in the middle of the night. Aren't you just dying to know what a big old white horse is doing on a Marine base in the middle of the night? Tell us, Pyle, what's a big old white horse doing on a Marine base in the middle of the night?
Well, she was on her way to the glue factory, you know, to be put away.
Yeah.
Well, I just couldn't stand the thought of them doing that, so, well, I bought her.
Oh. Well, that explains everything. Come on, boy. Yes?
Sergeant, then is it all right if the horse stays around? Temporarily, I mean?
Oh, no, Pyle. I thought that was understood. You ought to get rid of this horse right away. Immediately, now. You ought to get this horse off this base immediately, now. Now, you listen to me, you blockhead. Now, you get this horse off this base. Once and for all, off this base. Is that clear?
Sergeant, can't we wait until morning at least?
Pyle, get your shirt on and get her out of here.
Well, yes, Sergeant. Well, you'll have to hold on to Dolly so she don't run off.
This whole thing is ridiculous, Boyle. Here I am in the middle of the night, standing out here in my underwear, holding on to a horse. How do these things happen to me? How? Now, the training schedule for today will be as follows. Right after morning chow, we will go out to the obstacle course. After that, there will be small arms practice, followed by... followed by judo practice, and after that... All right, 2, 3, hut! Dismissed! All except you, Pyle. Okay, Pyle. I think you know what I heard, and I'm giving you just 2 seconds to convince me that what I heard I didn't really hear.
No, Sergeant. I'm afraid you heard right. It was Dolly.
Pyle, I thought I told you to get her off the base.
Well, it was the middle of the night, Sergeant. That's what I was trying to tell you. See, it's going to take time to find a stable.
All right. Let's go back to the beginning. Just who did you buy this stupid horse from in the first place?
From a farmer, and she ain't stupid.
Okay. This farmer you bought her from, take her back.
But, Sergeant, he was taking her to have her put away.
I know that, Pyle. Take her back.
But, Sergeant...
Back, Pyle, back, and that's an order.
Sergeant, just think for a minute. Is this something that we want on our conscience?
Our conscience? What are you talking about, Pyle?
Putting Dolly away. Don't you see, Sergeant? It's something we'd have on our conscience the rest of our lives.
What do you mean we, Pyle? How did it become we? You're the one that brought that stupid nag here in the first place. And if you can't get rid of her, I will. Now, where is she?
She ain't really stupid, Sergeant.
Where is she?
Well, I've got her tied up behind the water tower.
Okay, come on. We're going to the motor pool to get a truck. We'll get rid of that horse once and for all.
Do I have to, Sergeant? Do I have to?
You have to, yes.
Hey, Sarge! I've been looking for you. I've been over at headquarters.
They heard the whinny, right? The colonel heard the whinny.
Oh, an ordnance team from back east is on the base, and the colonel wants you to take the men out in the test area right away.
Right away?
Yeah, they're doing some kind of demonstration. In fact, the team's out there now setting it up.
Okay. Now, here it is, Pyle. You get that horse of yours back to that farmer right now, understand?
Yes, Sergeant.
And the minute you hand him over, you head straight back to the test area. You got that, Pyle?
Yes, Sergeant. But can I ask you just one question? Are we both sure that this is really what we want to do?
Get out of here!
Yes, Sergeant. I guess we are sure. Dolly, just a little more time. That's That's our answer, Dolly. I'll hide you in that shed till dark, and that'll give me time to find you a place. This is perfect, Dolly. You'll be out of sight, and you'll be nice and safe.
Back here so fast? Did you get rid of the horse?
Well,
You didn't do it. I can tell by the look on your face you didn't do it. Pyle, I gave you an order, and when I give you an order, I expect it to be carried out. Where'd you put the horse? Hey! Hunt!
At ease. Everybody here, Sergeant?
All present and accounted for, sir.
Good. We'll get right to the demonstration.
Where'd you put the horse?
Now, men, you're here to witness a new type of plastic explosive. One that's half the size, yet packs twice the explosive punch.
Where'd you put the horse?
I want you all to look down there. And you'll see what one of these charges can do to that old supply shed. Now, stand fast, watch closely, and no talking. Now then, if there are no questions, we'll proceed.
Sergeant Carter, Sergeant Carter.
Quiet, Pyle.
All right, men, we're ready.
Sergeant Carter, please.
Will you be quiet, Pyle? You heard the colonel. No talking.
But, Sergeant...
All right, sir, all set.
Fine. Let her rip.
Pyle!
Hold it! Hold everything! Sergeant, what in the devil is going on? Is Pyle gone crazy?
Sir, the shed happens to be occupied, sir.
Occupied? Who's in there?
Well, it's not exactly a who, sir. It's an it. Sir, I guess you'd like an explanation.
Like I said, sir, this is all my doings, and I sure hope you won't hold Sergeant Carter and the rest of the platoon responsible.
Well, I suggest you take this horse right back where you got it from. I understand your concern, but we can't treat horses like human beings. We can't let them stand around and wait for their time to come.
Yes, sir.
You'd better get started right away.
I will, sir.
Let's get on with the demonstration, Sergeant.
Aye, sir. Are you satisfied, Pyle? Are you convinced now that horse has to go? Or would you like a direct order from the Pentagon?
No, Sergeant. I know now it's the only right thing to do. And, well, don't worry. This time I'll do it.
What do you think?
It's pretty.
Not bad for an amateur, huh?
You mean you're not an artist?
No, I just dabble a little.
Well, for a dabbler, it sure is turning out pretty. Well, the branches on that tree look almost real.
Thanks. It's just a hobby I picked up after I retired. I own all this land, and I've got nothing to do now except paint it. I figured if it's good enough for Churchill and Eisenhower, it's good enough for me. Who knows? I may be another Grandma Moses.
Well, it's real nice to come out here in the fresh air and sunshine and the birds singing.
You get pretty sick of reading the newspaper, playing cards, and watching television.
I bet you do with that.
This picture may never win a prize, may never even be sold or anything. It'll prove nothing, except that somebody did it. And that somebody served a purpose. It's like that tree. May not mean anything to anybody else, but it does to me. Why? Because I'm painting it. To me, it's useful.
You're right. That tree is serving a purpose. Well, by just being there. I never thought of it like that.
That's a good way to think. Then you get the feeling that you're not just vegetating on a shelf, you're serving some purpose in life, and still something to be done.
Don't she look good standing there?
Yes.
Don't you think she'd look good in your painting?
I don't know. Maybe she would.
Then she's all yours to paint to your heart's content. You see, sir, Dolly's a lot like you, and that old tree out there, too. She's getting on in years, but, well, she'd still like to be useful and, well, posing for you and adding something to your painting. Well, that'd do it.
Well, maybe she would round it out at that. How long could you let me have her to pose?
Oh, you could have her permanent, sir.
Permanent? But...
You see, I've been looking for a real nice home for her, and this place would be ideal. Well, Dolly'd not only be a good model for you, but she'd make you a wonderful and loyal friend. Both of you being retired, you'd be good company for each other.
All right, son. Well, hello there. I don't have so many friends around here that I can afford to turn down one.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, goodbye, Dolly, and see, there you are serving a purpose.
Hey, Sarge, look over here.
What? Oh, he's really flipped. Come on, Boyle. Pyle! Another animal you're saving, Pyle? Have you gone crazy? Have you lost your mind completely? There's no deal, you understand? The deal's off. Whatever agreement he made with you, it's not legal. It won't stand up in court. He's mentally incompetent.
Sergeant,
you come with me, Pyle. I don't want to hear another word.
Sergeant, you don't understand.
All I understand, Pyle, is that you're not bringing any elephants on this base. Now, get that through your fat head. No elephants.
But, Sergeant, I wasn't buying this elephant. He's with the circus.
Huh?
You see, the circus is opening in town tonight, and I was just asking this fella where I could buy tickets. Say, Sergeant, would you like to go with me? I'm sure we'd have a real good time.
Oh, just stay away from me, Pyle. Just stay away. Well, just keep the men busy until chow. And drop by communications to check the teletype, just in case something important should come up while I'm in town.
Right, Sarge, don't worry.
What was that?
I don't know.
I should have known. Pyle!
Hey, Sergeant.
Aren't you finished with this paint detail yet?
Oh, everything's coming along just fine. I just have a little more. Look out, Sergeant!
Get up.
Golly, I'm sorry, Sergeant. I sure hope I didn't hurt you, but I would have hurt myself real bad if you hadn't have broken my fall.
Pyle, you knucklehead. Does everything always have to end in disaster with you?
Well, I truly am sorry, Sergeant, but I lost my balance is what. You see, when I get up real high, I get dizzy.
How can you tell? Pyle, I hope you have no plans this weekend, because there are a few things you gotta take care of. First, you're gonna clean up this mess and finish this paint detail once and for all. Then you're gonna practice getting down from the roof. Up, down, till you learn how to do it.
Right, Sergeant.
If it turns out that the only way you can get down from the roof is by falling down, then I've got a suggestion. You better take out some insurance. Lots of it. Life insurance, accident, and see if you can get some stupid insurance.
Oh, you still here, Sarge? I thought you'd be in town by now.
I thought so, too, but Pyle changed my plans. What headquarters want, anyway?
Well, they want you to pick 6 men for some experiment in the special training unit.
Okay, so pick them. Just take 6 men and... The special training. Should take place off the base?
Yeah?
Good. You got your first man. Pyle.
Well, wait a minute, Sarge. You haven't heard what the project is.
Who cares? It's a chance to get rid of Pyle for a few days, ain't it? Put him down.
Sarge, listen.
Put him down.
Will you wait a minute, Sarge? The project is for paratroop training.
Huh?
That's right. Listen to this. This will be a special accelerated program to discover whether in an emergency regular troops may readily be turned into paratroops in a minimum of 7 days. Don't you see? Pyle is going to have to go up in a plane and jump.
Put him down, put him down.
Sarge, you can't.
Huh? Why can't I?
Pyle, a guy who falls off the roof, you're gonna send him up on a plane with the door open?
Could be the best thing that ever happened to him. Might cure him of his clumsiness.
Yeah, permanently.
What's the matter with you, Boyle? I just see this as a chance to get Pyle off my back and out of my hair for X number of days. If he can't cut that special training, he'll drop out.
I know, the hard way.
Oh, boy, what are you worried about? If he turns into a real clown, they'll dump him. In the meantime, he'll be away from here.
Sarge, I still think you ought to give him a chance to decide for himself. He's liable to panic.
All right, Boyle, all right. I'll give him that chance. I'll put it to him so it's purely voluntary. He can take it or leave it. But he'll take it.
You sure?
Put him down, put him down. Now, you men were chosen for this exercise because I thought it might appeal to you. However, I think it's only fair to warn you that this project is not exactly fun and games. Therefore, if you have any second thoughts about wanting to pull out, say so. Don't stand on ceremony, speak up. If you don't want to go, say so. Good. Well, so long, boys. I should also remind you that this is the chance of a lifetime, the opportunity to do something for the Corps. Well, so long, boys. And I should also tell you that I will personally take it as an insult if any of you back out, since I was the one who picked you. Well, all right, Pyle, say it.
Sergeant, I can't talk for the rest of the men, but I've reconsidered.
Yeah?
And reconsidered and reconsidered. And I'd just like to say one thing. No, thank you. No, thank you. I don't want to back off. If you pick me for this rough, rugged, dangerous training, then I'm more bound and determined than ever to justify your faith in me.
Oh, good. The rest of you boys feel that way?
Aye, Sergeant.
Okay, then you can take off, and good luck. Watch it, Pyle.
I'm okay, Sergeant. I almost forgot something.
What, Pyle? What?
This is for you. Take it.
What is it?
Well, you'll see.
Watch it, Pyle. He had to fall down. He had to, just to give me confidence. But you can't say I didn't give him a chance to pull out.
What's that?
Huh? I don't know. Probably some letter he wants mailed, the knucklehead. Here, take care of it, will you?
Hey, Sarge. Hey, Sarge.
Huh?
This isn't a letter. It's open and addressed to you.
What?
You know what this is? It's a policy, an insurance policy.
Huh? What'd he give it to me for?
I got an idea. Let me look. That's what I suspected, but I didn't believe it.
Well, what are you talking about?
Remember that fall he took off the roof? I guess he took you up on your suggestion. Sarge, this is a $10,000 life insurance policy, but that's not all. Look here.
Beneficiary Vincent Carter.
That's you. The man that's sending him into the paratroops.
Huh?
A kid that falls down inside a truck. I guess that's his way of saying thanks.
You know what I think, Boyle?
What?
I think Pyle made me the beneficiary in his insurance policy just to bug me.
Huh?
That's right. It was spite work. And that's why he didn't pull out of that paratroop project. It's to make me sweat a little.
Come on, Sarge.
Well, what else is it? All of a sudden, he takes out an insurance policy and I'm the beneficiary. Why, huh? Why?
Well, first, you did suggest it to him when he fell off the roof. And second, I guess he considers you his nearest and dearest friend. Face it, Sarge. He decided to leave it all to you because he's nuts about you. Little does he know, huh?
Oh, get out of here. He's giving me the needle, that's what it is.
Well, come on, Sarge. Pyle's got your best interest at heart. He takes out a policy and decides to leave it all to you. And what's the thanks he gets? You stick him in a paratroop outfit.
Knock it off, Boyle. I gave him a chance to pull out. You were there. No, I know what it is. He's giving the Sarge a little zinger. And that's what you're trying to do right now, too. Well, I got some big, fat news for you. If you think I'm going to lose any sleep over it, you're crazy.
Sergeant Carter? How do you do, Sergeant? First, may I offer my condolences and my deepest sympathy for this great personal loss that you have suffered. May I? I will need your signature on these papers, Sergeant.
What papers? What are you talking about?
The legacy, the bequest, the small fortune left to you by your generous benefactor, Gomer Pyle.
Fortune? What is this?
Sergeant, Private Pyle named you as beneficiary in his policy. You're the sole heir to the insurance money left because of Private Pyle's untimely demise. I say small fortune because it is in the amount of $10,000. $10,000.
Wait a minute. 10 G's? 10,000 bucks Pyle left that?
Yes, Sergeant. Pyle left that pile. Forgive me, Sergeant. A little levity at a time like this does not hurt.
No, I don't want it. I won't take it.
$10,000?
I don't care how much it is. I don't want it.
You cannot refuse it, Sergeant. After all, it's what you planned.
What does that mean?
I only mean it's not the first time that the beneficiary and the murderer happen to be one and the same person. Eh, Sergeant?
Murderer? What are you talking about?
You are the beneficiary, correct?
Yeah?
You did send Gomer Pyle to the paratroops, correct?
Yeah?
Here's your check made out to you in the amount of $10,000.
I don't want it. I won't take it.
You must take it, Sergeant. Take it and enjoy it. If you can.
I won't!
Sarge! Are you okay? You feeling all right?
Huh? Yeah. Yeah, I'm all right. Look, boy, I've been thinking, we got to get Pyle out of the paratroop unit.
Huh?
Yeah, it's a little risky. You never should have put him down in the first place.
I should never. It wasn't my idea.
Well, you never should have done it.
You told me to.
Well, do you have to do everything I tell you?
Okay, we'll get him out.
You're darn right we'll get him out. I'm going to that base personally and get him out.
You?
Yeah. Nobody's going to fool around with my conscience. Not even for $10,000. Come on, move it. You people have only got a week to get in shape. Come on, let's toughen up those legs before we break them. 2, 3, and hard. All right? All right. Now, this next exercise was designed to... on the second and fourth count. All right? All right. Question?
Yes, sir, Sergeant Barrett. Would you mind repeating those instructions? I'm afraid that airplane broke my concentration just a little bit.
You people better learn to pay attention. It may save your life on Tuesday. All right? All right. Did you get it that time? Sergeant? You looking for somebody, Sarge? No, sorry, Sergeant. You carry on. Just thought I'd drop by and see how the trainees were coming along. My people, you know. Oh, yeah? Okay, group. At ease. Sergeant Carter. Bird. You say these are your people? Yeah. You didn't notice any of them that were below average? No, I'd say your people are real average. Oh, thanks. There wasn't any particular volunteer who stood out as, stupid? Oh, sure. All paraboots have rough corners on them at first. Don't you worry about it. We'll knock them off. Yeah. Well, the reason I ask is, I made a mistake with one of my men. So if you feel anyone can't stand the gaff and you want to roust him out, well, you can do it without hurting my feelings, Sergeant. Oh, keep that in mind. But we don't expect anyone to wash out. Yeah. Now, if you'll excuse me, we'd like to get your people into shape. Feel free to observe if you like. All right? All right. Okay, hey! Ready, please! Now time! 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Score! Halt! Harry's!
Hey, Sergeant, it's nice to see you.
How you doing, Pyle?
Oh, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Yeah. Listen, Pyle, I don't know if I made it clear to you, but this experiment is a little risky.
Well, I know, Sergeant.
I'll tell you the truth, I'd feel awful if anything happened to you.
Oh.
No, I would. And speaking of something happening to you, that envelope you handed me the other day right before you left?
Oh, Sergeant.
Listen, Pyle, why did you do that? What did you want to do that for? Make out an insurance policy to me? Why?
Don't you know, Sergeant?
No.
Well, I'll tell you why. And that's why I did it. What is that?
But I still don't know.
Right face! Hard! Hard! 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2.
That's it. J for jump day. I tried, Boyle, I tried. I talked to Pyle, I talked to his sergeant. Nothing.
No, you never can tell, Sarge. Some guys freeze at last minute. If that should happen to Pyle, well, they'll just cancel his jump.
You think so?
They might.
Nah, freeze nothing. The guy behind him just pushes him out the hatch and down he goes.
You mean...
Well, will you stop that?
You're the one that started it.
All right, don't help me. What's with the platoon?
I got 2 guys down for sick call. Oh, and I'm taking Dombrowski off of garbage detail. He was put on that for punishment, you know.
Yeah, I know. So why are you taking him off?
Because he's enjoying it.
Huh?
Well, yeah. He told me the other day not to take him off garbage detail. Pleaded with me. So what kind of punishment is that?
No, don't you get it? He says that so you will take him off.
Huh?
It's what they call reverse or negative psychology. It's sworn on bait is what it is. If you don't want something, you act like you do want it. Women use it all the time. And you know who else uses it? Sergeants.
Huh?
That's right. Sergeants who want to get themselves off the hook, they use it too.
Where you going?
Over to that paratroop base to use Dombrowski's theory. Good old Dombrowski. How can I ever thank him? Of course. Keep him on the garbage detail.
Hey, Sergeant.
How's that one doing? Huh? Pyle? He's okay. Good. Let's keep it that way. Fingers crossed. Huh? Boy, if he could lick his problem once and for all, you'll be a real hero, Sergeant.
What are you talking about?
Pyle's fear of heights. Oh, nuts. I wasn't going to say anything about it. It just slipped out. Nothing, Sergeant. Forget it.
Wait a minute. What fear of heights?
Son of a gun. I didn't intend to tell anybody about it until after, but, well, if he's got the guts to try to conquer his fear of heights by throwing himself out of an aeroplane, you got to give him credit and pity. Smile, he sees us.
Is that all Pyle has? I thought it was something contagious.
Yeah. Whoever heard of catchy fear of heights? And double vision and vertigo.
Double vision and vertigo?
You're turning me into a regular blabbermouth, Sergeant.
Well, listen, Carter.
Oh, another thing. When he has one of these dizzy spells, he sort of freezes, you know? So if he blocks the hatch, well, I hope he doesn't foul up your exercise and cost you one of your stripes. But, well, let's face it, Sergeant. Whatever happens, you'll know that's the way he wanted it. All right? All right. Are you looking this way? Smile. Be seeing you soon, Pyle. You know, there's something kind of touching about the look on a guy who's buying a bill of goods.
So what happens now?
What happens? Well, Pyle was supposed to be jumping this morning, but instead, he should be reporting back here right about now.
Company B, Corporal Boyle. Who? I can't hear you. There seems to be an airplane in this connection.
There is, Corporal. It's our jump plane. Could I talk to Sergeant Carter for just a teeny bit? Hello, Sergeant? I just called up to invite you down here to see me justify your faith in me.
What are you talking about, Pyle? He's gonna let you jump? Out of a plane?
Uh-huh. All 6 of us, thanks to you.
Thanks to me?
Uh-huh. And thank you, Sergeant, for telling Sergeant Barrett about my fear of heights and my dizziness. 'Cause after you talked to him, he come down here and told me that if you was willing to let me fight it, he wouldn't stop me. So I'm gonna fight it, Sergeant, thanks to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Wait, Pyle, listen.
I'm sorry, Sergeant, I got to go now. I gotta go up there and go to Geronimo. Bye.
Hello? Get the Jeep.
What's the matter?
We gotta get out there and stop that knucklehead from jumping. Now, get the Jeep.
You mean Dombrowski's theory didn't work after all?
Get the Jeep, get the Jeep. Hold it!
Is that them?
Yeah, they're circling. They'll be jumping in a minute.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there goes the first one.
Well, that's not Pyle. I'm sure it's not Pyle.
Well, how do you know?
Because he's falling too nice.
Oh, there goes another.
That's not Pyle either, I know.
Can I see? There goes number 3.
Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
5.
It's supposed to be 6. You know what I think? I think Pyle is one of them. I know, I'm sure. I'd recognize that long drink of water anywhere, even in space. You know what, Boyle? They yanked him at the last minute. That's what they had to.
Hey, look, Sarge. There's number 6. That's gotta be Pyle, right?
Yeah, that's Pyle. He's trying to fly.
Hey, look, Sarge. It looks like his parachute isn't opening.
He's dropping like a rock. He's going straight down. Boyle, his chute didn't open. It didn't open.
Well, you can't tell, Sarge.
What do you mean I can't tell? I saw it, so it didn't open.
Well, it dropped behind that hill, and maybe it opened late.
Well, come on, let's get over there fast. Well, it was around here, wasn't it? This is behind the hill.
I don't see any parachute.
I don't see anything.
Well, we saw him falling this way. But you know, sometimes they float for miles, Sarge. He could still be floating.
Trying to make me feel good, aren't you, boy? Well, go ahead and say it, Boyle. I wanted to get rid of Pyle. Well, I sure did.
Oh, come on, Sarge.
Well, it's true, ain't it? Ain't it? He was like a kid that depended on me for everything. I kept kicking him away from me. Always he kept reaching out for me, calling. I guess he was just one of those guys that needs a little extra help, that's all. I suppose it'll stay with me for a long while. The way he used to call.
Sergeant Carter.
Yeah, I'll be hearing that for a good long while.
Sergeant Carter?
Sarge, I hear him.
Well, he used to call out to you, too?
Oh, listen.
Sergeant Carter. Hey, Sergeant.
Hi, what happened?
Well, I'm sorry as I can be, Sergeant. My parachute kind of got fouled up in this here tree.
How do you like that, Boyle? It opened after all. How about that? And we were thinking that Pyle was... What were you doing up there, Pyle? Sitting and spying on us? Is that what?
No, Sergeant. I couldn't hear you at all. I was hoping you'd go away. On account I was embarrassed for you to see me this way.
Yeah? Well, okay, you can come on down now.
Well, how, Sergeant?
How? Loosen that harness around your waist and just slip out of it.
I'll try, Sergeant, but it ain't gonna be easy.
Pyle, just unbuckle it and slip out of it. Is that so difficult?
No, Sergeant, it's just that these things are... Look out, Sergeant! Golly, I'm sorry, Sergeant. I hope I didn't hurt you. But I'd have been hurt real bad if you hadn't broke my fall. That's the second time this week you broke my fall and saved my neck. Nothing can happen to me as long as you're around, huh, Sergeant?
Yeah. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all.
Well, what's the matter?
Gray hair. I'm not surprised after that week with Pyle.
Oh, come on, Sarge.
No, I'm not kidding. Another week like that and I'll be ready for retirement.
Well, everything's back to normal. You've got your Gomer Pyle underfoot again.
Yeah. Overhead. Pyle, what are you doing up there? I thought that paint detail was finished last week.
Oh, hey, Sergeant. It was. I was just doing some touch-up work. But you want to know what the best part is? I'm up here and I don't even feel dizzy.
Great. Now, if you could only figure out a way not to look it.
I mean it, Sergeant. That paratroop experiment really worked. I'm up here and I don't even feel afraid. Look at this, Sergeant.
Pyle! Pyle!
Look, Sergeant, eyes closed.
Pyle, you nitwit, get out of there. You want to fall and break your neck? Pyle, you hear?
I'm sorry, Sergeant. I left those buckets there. What happened? Do you get dizzy and fall down when you look up? Or if you do, there's this insurance policy for people that fall down a lot. I know all about it.
All right, you man ready, Hacker?
Anytime, Vince, anytime at all.
Remember, I'm counting on you, McGuire. All right. You ready? Begin!
Come on, we can do it. Come on,
Come on, McGuire.
5 seconds to go. That's it, time.
29.
26. Going on 27.
Well, old buddy, it appears you owe me another steak dinner.
Yeah.
Nice work, Peters. Hey, look, can't your boys do anything better than mine? This endless winning streak is getting to be kind of a bore.
Yeah, well, it ain't gonna last forever, Hacker. One of these days.
Sure. But if you'll excuse me, I gotta go change. I want to look my best for dinner tonight. You can pick me up around 8, dearie.
Tomorrow's another day, Sergeant.
Luck. I never saw a guy with so much luck.
One of these days.
Morning, Sergeant. Did you have yourself a nice dinner with Sergeant Hacker last night? And wasn't that feller his good at his setups? Up, down, just as fast as you could count. Up, down, up, down.
All right.
And you took it so nicely, Sergeant. That's one of the things I admire most about you, is you're such a good loser.
Well, I've had an awful lot of practice lately.
But it's a wonderful virtue. My daddy used to always say back home, anybody can be a good winner, but it takes a whole lot to be a good loser.
Yeah, and it takes a heap of living to make a house a home. Will you just clean the windows? That Hacker. I have to listen to his big mouth every day, and I have to pay for his meals every night. This is even worse than being married.
Don't worry, Vince. You'll catch up to him yet. You'll see.
Well, it better happen sooner. I'll have to quit the Marines and sign up for the poverty program. These guys have been beating hours at everything. Football, baseball, basketball, what's left, huh? Knitting, mahjong, what?
Hey, Sarge, we're in. Wait till you hear this.
What is it, Slater?
This is Larson, one of the new men we got in on those transfers.
Yeah, I know, so?
So you know what Larson was before he joined up, Sarge? An archery instructor.
Archery?
Archery, you know, bows and arrows.
So he's good at archery, so what?
Oh, I mean, he's really good, Sarge. Good enough, I would say, to put your money on. I mean, a real pro.
Archery, huh? And you're pretty good?
Well, I taught at the Y.
He's got a room full of trophies at home from contests, Sarge. Tell him, Larson, don't be so modest.
You mean you actually did this bow and arrow shooting in competition?
Well, I won a few.
No kidding. How about that? We can knock old Hacker off with a bow and arrow.
That's what I mean, Sarge.
Welcome to the 1st Platoon. Come on, let's get over the rec hut and grab some equipment. Bows and arrows, how about that? Hacker's out there. Look, we gotta keep this under wraps. Slater, you get Larson back to the barracks, the back door, and see that he keeps rested.
Right, Sarge.
Come on, boy, you're me grab the equipment.
Right, Sergeant.
Sergeant, anything you want me to do?
Huh? Oh, no, nothing. I want you to stay clear of this. I don't want any foul-ups. Archery. How about that? Well, my old friend Sergeant Hacker. Did you enjoy your steak dinner last night?
Fine, like always.
Good. We'll have to do it again sometime. Oh, by the way, you did say you would compete with us in anything, didn't you? Good. I'll be over to see you a little later. It's a lovely morning, isn't it, Boyle? Just lovely.
See you later, gents.
Hey, Sergeant Hacker.
Oh, hiya, Pyle. Hey, you're doing a good job in those windows.
Well, thank you kindly. Corners still need another touch, though. You know, corners is such a gathering place for dirt and grime, and once it gets baked in there, why, it's
Yeah. Well, you see, I just brought over the movie schedule for Sergeant Carter. He's not here, huh?
No, sir, you must have just missed him.
Any idea where he's off to?
Oh, yeah, he went over to the recreation hut to get the archery equipment.
Archery?
Mm-hmm. You know, bows and arrows.
Oh, archery. Say, I didn't know he went in for that.
Oh, it wasn't for him. It's for this new fellow we just got in. He used to teach it at the Y.
Oh, he did, huh?
Mm-hmm. He's won contests and everything. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it sure is. Well, don't forget those corners.
Oh, I won't. On account of once that dirt gets baked in there, it's really hard to get out. I remember one time back home, I never could get it out.
Hey, nice corn, Lyson. Hey, nice corn, Lyson. Nice work.
2 reds is 14, a blue is 5, and a bullseye, that makes
28 points.
Hey, you hear that? 28 points. It's your turn, old friend. I can taste that steak already.
Well, I suppose it had to happen sometime.
Yeah, well.
Okay, you, Yellow Bear.
What'd you call him? Yogi Bear?
Not Yogi Bear, Yellow Bear. Charlie Yellow Bear. He just transferred to our outfit.
Yellow Bear? What kind of name is that?
Now, what would you expect, seeing he's a full-blooded Indian?
Indian?
Beautiful.
How about that, Sergeant? A real honest gosh Indian. He's good, isn't he?
Yeah.
Shazam! Boy, that's awful good bow and arrow, Charlie. Just about the best I've ever seen. Wasn't that good, Sergeant? Shooting like that, it makes you wonder why the Indians never did beat the white man.
They just did.
You can teach me how to do that.
Hey, wait a minute, Hacker. Where did you get that Yellow Bear anyway?
Oh, that. Well, I needed a replacement, so I went over to headquarters and I checked some personnel records there.
Yeah?
Yeah, I come across Yellow Bear. He's in Parker's platoon. And when I find out he's an archery expert, I go over and talk him into joining my outfit. Because you never know when you're going to need an archery expert. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
The Bluebird Cafe tonight?
Yeah, the Bluebird.
Say, Vince, could we make it a little later tonight? Say around 9 o'clock? Or 2 hours after sun go down behind teepee?
It's 4 o'clock. Hey, Pyle! You'll find Persky over at the mess hall. Tell him I gotta borrow $10. And get that stuff back to the rec hut.
Yes, sir. Boy, wasn't that Indian...
On the double! Move it! Move!
Ow.
He did it to me again.
He must have got tipped off about the archery. Showing up at an archery contest with an Indian. Funny. Very funny.
There's gotta be a leak in this organization, and when I find out who...
Hey, Sergeant, Corporal.
Well, what are you doing here? I told you to pick up that dough from Persky.
Oh, I did. Here it is. And I took all that archery equipment back to the rec hut.
Already?
Uh-huh. Sergeant told me to do it on the double, and that's just what I done. I run every step of the way.
What's this?
Oh, that's the movie schedule. Sergeant Hacker brought it over and wanted to give it to you personal, but I explained you was out getting the archery equipment.
Oh. You explained to him that I was out. So that's why. I knew it. I knew there had to be a big mouth somewhere. I might have known it was Pyle. Pyle, you were in for it. You see this?
Take a good look at it, because that's all you're gonna be seeing for a week. You're gonna scrub down this hut, you're gonna scrub down the barracks, the mess hall, the rec hall. My one chance to climb a hanger, and you have...
Did you say that you ran to the mess hall, the rec shack, and back?
Boyle, do you mind? You're gonna have dishpan hands and knees and feet.
But Sarge, don't you see? That's over a mile and a half.
So?
Why, he ran it in less than 9 minutes. He ran all that way in less than 9 minutes. Over a mile and a half.
9 minutes? That's good, ain't it?
It's better than good. It's crazy. You got a track star on your hands.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm gonna do all that swabbing, I guess I better get started.
Swabbing? What swabbing? Take a little joke. As if I'd ever want you to do anything like that. Here, come on over here and sit down. Take it easy. That's right. Have a cigar. No, it's bad for you, Win. Oh, look, Pyle. How come you get to run like this?
Well, back home when I used to work at the filling station, I was a volunteer fireman too. And whenever the alarm would go off, I'd have to drop whatever I was doing and run down there to the fire station. Well, it was about a mile, so unless I made it in 4 or 5 minutes, I'd lose my place on the truck, and I wouldn't get to ring the bell.
So you ran the mile?
In 4 or 5 minutes.
I had to, or I wouldn't get to ring the bell. So I practiced on running. Otherwise, Farley Upchurch would get to ring the bell, and I sure did like to ring that bell.
Is it possible?
We could clock them to make sure.
Right. Look, Pyle, get back to the barracks and get some rest. Then meet us here tonight at 8 o'clock, right after dark. Only don't tell nobody about this. Nobody.
Right, Sergeant. Well, what's it all about?
Well, Pyle, if it works out, I'm going to give you a chance to ring the bell for me. Keep at it, Pyle. Only 2 more to go. How's this time?
You wouldn't believe it.
How about that? Who could figure that Pyle would be the one to bail me out?
I can't understand it, but there it is.
At last we got a winner, a real winner. And Hack will never suspect because it's Pyle.
Hey, here he comes again.
Keep at it, Pyle. You can run in to ring that bell. Go, crazy legs, go!
Now I've heard everything. What do you mean your squad is more mobile?
Just like I said. All right, you got your guys doing push-ups and set-ups until they're muscle-bound. That's yesterday's stuff. We're geared for today. Speed is what counts. Run fast, hit fast. I trained them that way. My guys are like greased lightning, any one of them.
Come on.
It's the truth. Any one of my guys can pass any one of your guys like he was standing still.
That you'll have to show me.
It's easy to prove. Let's have a race. We've had every other kind of contest. Let's have a race.
A race, huh?
Sure. And this time, let's make it more interesting. Not just for the blue plate in this crummy diner. Let's make it for a steak dinner with all the trimmings at the Go-Go Club.
The Go-Go Club? I could run $20.
Oh.
Hey, Vince, you wouldn't happen to have a ringer lined up, would you?
Why, Sergeant, I said any one of my guys. I'll even let you pick them. Here, I just happen to have a roster of all the men in my platoon. What could be more fair? Go ahead, pick them. We'll make it for 1 mile on Saturday afternoon. Do you mind? How can you smoke them ropes anyway?
Let's see, Masters. He's that little guy, ain't he?
Check. Masters it is.
Hey, just a minute. Not so fast. What's that crossed out here?
Crossed out? Nothing.
Nothing, huh? Is nothing spelled Gomer Pyle?
Well, it's just that... You know Pyle.
He's a member of your platoon, right? He's one of your grease lightning boys, right? Well, he's the one I picked. And the bet is on for the big spread at the Go-Go.
Yeah, but you...
No buts. It's Pyle or no race.
Okay. I'll go with Pyle. You see, Pyle, we really should try another time trial tonight. After all, the big race is tomorrow.
If you say so, Sergeant.
Yeah, so do just like you did the other night. Ready? Go!
Just like I've been figuring, there's something fishy. Get out your stopwatch.
Come on, Pyle, let her rip. How's this time?
He's even faster than before.
Hit it, Pyle, a big strong finish now.
Got his time? Well, how is it?
Either this watch is busted or we're gonna be.
He's that good, huh? Can Yellow Bear take him?
Never. Looks like Carter's finally gonna win one, and a big one.
What a rotten trick. Getting sucked in by that marked list. And the worst of it is to think that a chowderhead like Pyle is gonna do it.
Well, they were about due.
Hold the phone. That's it. We can still win because Pyle is a chowderhead. All his strength is in his feet. He's got nothing upstairs.
So?
So he'll believe anything. Leave it to me. I'm about to knock him off with some psychological warfare. Come on.
Nice going, Pyle.
Now back to the barracks, Pyle, and get a good night's sleep.
I'll run it again for you if you want to, Sergeant.
No, save your strength for the big one tomorrow.
Right, Sergeant, whatever you say. Good night.
He was all set to run it again.
Tomorrow's gonna be a beautiful day. With a runner like that, I ain't seen it from a singing and wanting to start getting up to bed.
It's an opportunity that a few of us have in our lifetime, Pyle. A rare opportunity. It has been written that sometimes a man can truly win by losing.
That's what my daddy always said. Anybody can be a good winner, but it takes a lot to be a good loser.
A wise man, your father. Pyle, I'm only asking you to do what's right. Must this man go back to his tribe, smarting with defeat, to be scorned and laughed at? Must he sit by the ashes of the cooking fires with the squaws, to gnaw on bones and table scraps they toss to him? All by your good deed. Will he return with head held high, feathers in the wind, to lead a long, happy, useful life for many moons to come, until at long last he goes to the happy hunting ground, and the legend of Charlie Yellow Bear will be told with respect around the council fires for generations to come.
Think it over, son. I know it won't be easy, but I know you'll do the right thing. Peace.
Vince, we better get in there and straighten Pyle out.
Wait a minute. It's not going to be that easy. If there's one thing I know, it's how Pyle's mind works. That stuff Hacker was handing him is just what Pyle eats up. A chance to help out a poor, deserving unfortunate.
Yeah, but we could explain it.
Explain what? If we want to clean up making bets on him, you know Pyle and gambling.
So we're back in the red again.
No. Now that we know Hacker has the race fixed, we can ride along on his work. And clean up, too.
Yeah?
Yeah. Now, here's what you do first. Let the news leak out that Pyle is terrific. Let him spread it around, just how fast he is, so some outsiders can get in on the action. You got it?
Yeah, and then?
And then we switch over to the Indian. I want all the bets we can get down by race time tomorrow put right smack on that noble red man.
Okay. On your marks. Get set. Go! And may the best man win.
My thoughts exactly. Pure sportsmanship.
Absolutely.
Hey, keep an eye on him, Slater.
Right, Sarge.
Vince, you think Pyle's gonna go through with it? I mean, throw it?
That's not a nice way to put it. It's an act of human kindness, and Pyle does a lot of them things. Get some more dough down on Yellow Bear. Come on, Pyle, let her rip! How they doing, Slater?
Pyle's in front about a yard.
Sarge.
He's just making it look good. Don't worry.
Pyle's still in front. Pyle's still ahead.
Sarge.
Just making it look good. Don't worry.
Coming past the motor pool. Pyle's still out in front. Pyle's still ahead. Pyle a good 10 yards in front.
I don't like it, Sarge. Pyle is still leading.
The only thing that counts is the finish. And believe me, poor little Yellow Bear will get the blue ribbon and I'll get the bundle.
Well, Pyle better start fading fast. They're on their way back.
Here they come. Pyle's still out in front.
Come on, give it to him. Come on, you Yellow Bear.
Come on, move it, Yellow Bear.
Come on, move, Yellow Bear.
Come on, Yellow Bear.
Come on, move, Yellow Bear. Move,
Hey,
Yellow
what's the idea? You're yelling for my guy.
Well, if you must know, wise guy, I'm onto that story you gave Pyle. Not only did it affect him, but it made me puddle up, too. So I put a bundle on Yellow Bear. Thanks a lot, old buddy. You're gonna make me a rich man. Of course, you're gonna win a steak dinner, but I'm gonna clean up on a bunch of outside bets, huh? Who outsmarted who, huh? Hey, here's the finish. Come on, Yellow Bear!
Sergeant, we won. We finally won something. Did I ring the bell for you like you said? Look at the sergeant so happy he can't even talk. And Sergeant Hacker, about what you said, well, you don't have to worry any more about Charlie Yellow Bear. I had a talk with him right before we had the race, and I told him now that he had a fine sergeant like you worrying about all his problems, that he ought to stay in the Marines. So guess what? He's gonna re-enlist. Oh, one more thing. Charlie and me's gonna start practicing running together, and he's gonna teach me how to shoot the bow and arrow, and we're gonna get to be real good friends. Yes, sir, real good friends. Just like you and Sergeant Carter. Come on, Charlie. Let's go sit on the floor.
What a nightmare. It'll be 6 months before I can pay off all the dough I lost in that race.
Well, at least you'll get a dinner out of it.
Who can eat?
Sergeant Persky came by twice this morning looking for that 50 you owe him.
That Pyle, that Pyle. He'll never get a chance to cross me again.
Hey, some guys are following us.
Huh?
One of them looks like Persky.
Come on. Here. This ought to do it. We'll wait here.
Sarge.
Nah, like the shadows in the night. 10 years of camouflage. Oh, hi, Persky. Yeah, I was just looking for you.
Sure. Out here in the bushes?
Hey, how did you know we were out here?
Hey, Sergeant. It worked just swell. Charlie Yellowbear here's been teaching me how to track just like the Indians do. And I tracked you right here to this place, and here you are. How about that?
Yeah. How about that? I want every inch of these grounds policed. Every inch, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Keep those heads down and pick up everything that doesn't grow. Move it, move it.
Shazam! Look what I found.
What you got,
Look,
Joe?
see it?
What is it? What is it? What'd you find?
4-leaf clover.
Well, aren't you lucky?
Ain't I, though? I wonder what kind of luck it'll bring me.
I wonder. All right, you people, get back to work. Move it, move it.
Back home, Barbara Sue Hooverback found one under her front porch, and 2 weeks later she married Wendell Conroy, and to this day she still wears that clover in a locket around her neck on a chain.
Kyle.
She's so proud of it. She wears these real low-cut dresses so everybody can see it.
Kyle.
Of course, she can't see the clover unless she opens up her locket. Shoot, she'll open up that locket at the drop of a hat.
Kyle, knock it off.
Yes.
All right, you people, fall in. All right, come on, move it, move it, move it, move it. The smoking lamp is lit for one cigarette.
The smoking lamp is lit for one cigarette. Aye, aye,
Light up.
Sir?
What do you want?
I don't smoke, so it'd be all right if I kept looking for some 4-leaf clovers.
Get.
Thank you, sir. I might even find one for you.
Wonderful.
Of course, you don't have a locket you can keep it in like Barbara Sue Hooverback, but there's other places you can keep it, like in the sweatband of your hat or in your...
Kyle.
Sir?
Get lost.
Yes, sir.
Afternoon, Captain.
Good afternoon, Sergeant. Could I talk to you for a moment?
Something wrong, Captain?
Not unless you call making a Marine base look like a street corner.
I authorized a break for these people, Captain.
A break does not mean ogling women Marines. Sergeant, inform your men that this is an administration building and not the corner drugstore.
Aye, Captain.
Carry on.
What's the matter with you knuckleheads? Don't you know a captain when you see one?
Sorry, sir. We didn't see her.
You didn't see her? You didn't see a captain? All right, you just stand at attention, and you'll watch for captains.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Private.
Yes, ma'am.
What was that you just did?
Ma'am?
Just now when I approached, what did you do?
I guess I tipped my hat. That's right, I tipped my hat, Spot, ma'am.
You did you?
Yes, ma'am.
Do these bars show you that I'm a captain?
Yes, ma'am. But the rest of the uniform shows me that you're a lady. And I always tip my hat to a lady.
One of your people, Sergeant?
Yes, he is, Captain.
It is customary for recruits to learn to salute their very first day in the service.
Yes, ma'am. Didn't he salute the captain?
He did not. He tipped his hat.
Tipped his hat.
On account of she's a lady, and I always tip my hat to a lady.
Private, do you know your general orders?
Yes, ma'am, I sure do.
What is your 10th general order?
Let's see now. To take charge of this post and all government property.
That is your first one.
Yes, ma'am, I know it is. But I learned them in order, and so I have to go all the way through them to get the 10th. To walk my post in a military manner.
Did this man learn military courtesy, or did he not?
He certainly did, Captain. I can't...
Then why is he not showing it?
Well, I just don't...
That is a poor reflection of his training, Sergeant, if I may say.
I've got it. Here it is. To salute all officers and all colors and standards not cased. That's your 10th general order right there.
That is correct. And the way you do that is you raise your right hand directly and smartly. Thumb and fingers are straight and touching each other. Your upper arm is level with the deck and your forearm at a 45-degree angle. You hold that salute until it is returned, then cut away your hand smartly back to your side. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. But wouldn't it be a whole lot easier if I just tipped my hat and said, good afternoon, ma'am?
Hey, excuse me, if the captain will let me take over now...
No, Sergeant. I have a much better plan. You have this private report to me every evening this week in my office after duty hours. I think I can teach him the business of saluting so that he never forgets it. That's an order. Carry on.
Just think, Sergeant, she's gonna take a whole week just to teach me proper saluting. Ain't that nice of her?
Gomer, why are you wasting your time sprucing up? You'll be torn to shreds as soon as you get to her office.
Oh, quit joshing, Duke. She's a real nice lady, that lady captain.
Gomer, that's no lady. Do you know what they call her? Captain Iron Pants. Yeah, Captain Iron Pants.
Duke, you ought not call her that. It ain't respectful.
Oh, that's what they call her all over.
Hey, Sergeant, sir. Just getting ready to go to my saluting lesson.
Well, you fix it up for yourself real good, boy. Pulling down night school duty. Now, you listen up and listen good. That woman is a captain. You say yes, Captain Martin, no, Captain Martin. Understand?
Yes, sir. Captain Martin. I don't care what nobody else calls her.
Huh?
Do you know what they call her on this base? And ain't respectful neither.
Corporal Peters.
Yes, Captain?
Do you type with a compact?
No, ma'am. But I'm meeting Sergeant Marshall after work, and it's just a few minutes before 17:30.
Those few minutes belong to this office. So if you wish to indulge in camouflage operations, don't do it here. Let me tell you something, Corporal. Those little feminine vanities do nothing to further a career in the service. In fact, I've found them a hindrance. Oh, excuse me, sir.
That's all right. You have those requisitions, Cap?
Yes, sir, right here.
I saw that business with Corporal Peters. Don't you think you're being a little rough on her?
No, sir, I don't. After all, we haven't secured for the night yet. And we are Marines working on a Marine base.
You're also women. I don't think it's so bad if Corporal Peters puts on a little makeup. She's just trying to win a different battle than you are.
Have a nice evening.
Oh, thank you.
Good evening, ma'am. Private Gomer Pyle. You requested that I come here for some extra duty, so here I am.
Oh, yes. The hat tipper. Over here, Private. These cards list all the officers on the base. I want you to file them alphabetically in the lower drawer.
Yes, ma'am.
And so that you'll get in practice, whenever you come to a card with a woman officer on it, I want you to stand up and salute.
You mean salute the card?
That's right. Oh, is that funny, Private? Does that strike you as funny?
No, ma'am.
All right, sit down and get to work.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, what are you waiting for?
I was always taught not to sit while a lady's standing. My mama taught me that.
I am a captain in the United States Marine Corps, and that is all I am to you.
Well, that's a lot, ma'am. That's a whole lot.
You bet it is. Now get busy. When you finish with that, I have other duties for you. Sit down.
Yes, ma'am. Lieutenant James Parker. Captain Larry Brown. Oh, here's one. Captain Martha Bentley. Is that what you mean, ma'am?
What do you think you're doing?
Well, I'm holding a chair out for you, ma'am. That's another thing my mama taught me.
Private, listen. There are a lot of things you've learned in civilian life that do not always apply here. Now, common courtesies are fine, but chair pushing and hat tipping and other civilian niceties are unnecessary. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate you trying to help me, Captain. But I hope you won't be too upset if it don't take right away. After all, my mama had over 20 years to drum all that into me.
Then we may just be here that long.
Good evening, ma'am.
Private, you're late.
I'm sure sorry about that. I was almost here when I remembered the sweets, and I had to run all the way back to the barracks to get them.
Sweets? Recruits aren't allowed candy. Where did you get it?
Oh, it ain't for me. It's for you, Captain. It's just an old chocolate bar. My cousin Gomer sent it to me in the mail. He didn't know we ain't supposed to have them. Thought you might like it.
Private Pyle, are you trying to bribe me with a candy bar?
Gosh, no, ma'am. It's just a tiny present's all. Ladies should get presents. Please take it.
Private, I've got a lot of work to do, and so do you. Suppose we get started.
Yes, ma'am. Captain, if you want to holler at me for being late, you just do that. Otherwise, the candy might really look like a bribe.
What?
What I'm trying to say is, it ain't really a bribe, and if you'll go ahead and holler, then I'll know you think of it as a present.
Never mind.
Just go ahead and holler, and that'll prove you don't think of it as a bribe.
That won't be necessary.
But, Captain, if you just...
Pyle, get busy cleaning this office now. Move it, move it, move it. Move it.
Yes, ma'am.
Private, what are you doing?
Sharpening these pencils like you asked, ma'am.
This may be a silly question, but why don't you use the pencil sharpener? What do you think that is? Now resharpen those, and on the double.
Ma'am?
What is it?
This here thing's a pencil sharpener. It ain't got no handle.
It's electric. You put the pencils in and they sharpen themselves.
You're pulling my leg, ma'am.
There.
Lord, what'll they think of next? Electric. Ain't that something?
Pyle, stop playing with that pencil sharpener.
Yes, ma'am. There you are, ma'am. There's the first one. That sure was fun. Too short?
Not for a golf tee, but it is too short for me.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I can see that now. A lady shouldn't use a stubby pencil. You might break your fingernails and ruin all that nice banana-smelling polish.
I don't have long fingernails, and I don't wear that nice banana-smelling polish.
That's right. You sure enough don't, ma'am. Could have swore you did. Maybe you ought to.
What?
Well, ma'am, you have such nice hands. Long fingernails and that red goo could make them even look that much nicer. Well, I'll go sharpen you some more pencils now. Sergeant, sir. I didn't see you.
Well, the rest of the people are on arrest period. What are you doing?
Just a little private policing, sir.
What's the matter? Don't you have enough to do between Captain Martin and myself?
Oh, yes, sir, but this is different. You see, I'm just looking for tinfoil.
Tinfoil?
Yes, sir, it's a surprise for Captain Martin.
You gonna surprise Captain Martin with a ball of tinfoil?
Oh, no, sir. The tinfoil is just for the decoration. The real surprise is underneath that.
Carry on.
Yes, sir. Good evening, ma'am.
Is that a new way to stand at attention?
No, ma'am. It's just that I know how ladies like to be surprised.
What?
I found them growing wild back yonder at the back gate. They're for you. Take them.
Oh, that's very nice, Private. But I'm afraid I don't have anything to keep them in, so I can't accept.
How's this?
What's that?
Homemade vase. Pretty, ain't they?
Yes, they are.
This here vase is just an old milk bottle I found back in the mess hall. I covered it in tinfoil on account I didn't think a vase ought to say low fat on it.
Thank you, Private.
You're welcome, ma'am. I think a lady should have pretty things on her desk.
All right, Private. May as well secure for the night. Check that window, will you?
Yes, ma'am. Shazam! Would you look at that moon? Boy, it'd sure be a great night for guys watching back home.
Private, finish up and you can shove off.
Yes, ma'am.
Gas watching?
Yes, ma'am. Back home, I used to work at this filling station. Whenever there'd be a shiny moon and I'd be working nights, I used to spill out a little gas on the concrete and watch the reflection that the moon made on it. All them shiny colors and runny lines.
I see.
Sometimes this girl I knew named Ida Carrington, she'd come over and sit with me, and we'd eat a bag of pine nuts together. We'd just sit there and look at all them runny lines and listen to old Lester Pruitt's hound dog baying away at the moon. Way off yonder, you could hear the whistle off the Nashville train passing through. Woo-woo! And that's the only sound there'd be, except every once in a while Ida Carrington cracking open a pine nut with her teeth. I'm sorry, ma'am, I didn't mean to run off like that. I'm sure a lady like you's got a lot better memories of moonlit nights than chomping away at pine nuts and looking at guys. Well, I guess I'll shove off if the captain don't need nothing else.
No, that'll be all.
Well, see you tomorrow night, ma'am. Good night, Captain.
Off to your night of date with Captain Iron Pants?
I wish you'd stop calling her that.
Why?
Well, it ain't respectful, and she's a lady.
A lady? Oh, Gomer, look alive.
Well, she is, and she's a real nice lady, too.
You know what I bet, Gomer? I bet she's got a tattoo on her arm.
You know what, Duke? You ain't a gentleman is what?
Huh?
Talking that way about a lady. It's just crude talk.
Oh, come on.
It's true. It ain't nothing but crude talk.
Gomer, it's just too bad you're only a boot and she's a captain. Otherwise, you could take her out. You picture that, fellas? Gomer out dancing with Captain Iron Pants? She'd probably want to lead.
It's crude talk. It ain't nothing but crude talk. You're crude, Duke. You're awful crude. Good evening, Captain. I didn't hear you come in.
This is an office, Private, not a dance hall.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry about that. It's just that whenever I hear any kind of music, my feet just naturally start moving. Before I know it, all of it's moving. Do you dance, ma'am?
I beg your pardon?
I said, do you dance?
No.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a real shame.
What?
I mean, 'cause dancing is just about the most fun there is once you get the hang of it.
Private, get on with your work.
Yes, ma'am. Captain?
What now?
I bet there are a lot of nice officers on this base that are just dying for you to learn.
Look here.
Like that Colonel Van Pelt? I seen him through the officers' club window one night while I was on duty, and he was dancing with a girl not half as pretty as you.
Private, you may go back to your quarters now.
Yes, ma'am. Captain? If you'll excuse me for saying this, well, I know that you're a top-notch Marine, and you really work hard at it. But you was a lady before you was a Marine, and a mighty fine lady, too. So maybe, if you'd work a little at that, I mean, maybe...
Maybe my nickname wouldn't be Iron Pants?
Why, never. Good night, ma'am.
Good night, Captain.
Good night, sir.
Captain Martin.
Yes, sir.
That's very nice. Whatever it is you have on.
Thank you, sir.
Very nice. Very nice indeed.
Good evening, ma'am. Well, don't you look nice, ma'am?
Thank you, Private.
Real nice. Well, what would you like for me to do this evening?
Private Pyle, you've completed your week of extra duty with me, you know. It won't be necessary for you to come back here anymore.
Oh, heck.
What?
Well, I was beginning to enjoy coming here every evening after chow, ma'am. And I'm gonna miss it's what. But don't you worry, I won't forget the lesson you wanted me to learn. I'll salute all officers, whether they're man or woman.
Good.
And next time you come passing by, I know just what I'll do. May I? Good afternoon, ma'am.
Very good, Private.
Thank you, ma'am. Well, I don't reckon I'll be seeing much of you anymore, ma'am.
Goodbye, Private.
Goodbye, ma'am.
Private.
Ma'am?
There are hundreds of men on this base who salute me when I walk by. If you should forget and tip your hat instead when I pass, well, if no one else is around, I'll try not to notice.
Oh, don't you worry, ma'am. I won't never forget. Well, bye, ma'am.
All right, let's go. Let's pick it all up. Let's move it. Cut. Afternoon, sir. Afternoon, ma'am. As you were. All right, let's go. Let's pick it all up. Let's get this area cleaned up.
Something interesting catch your eye, Private?
Don't you look nice, Sergeant? Don't you look real nice?
Huh?
Captain Martin, don't she look nice? Bless her heart.
Pyle, that is a Marine captain you're looking at. That's all. A Marine captain.
Oh, yes, sir. She's a lady. She's a real fine lady.
Hey, Larry, pass me another straw.
Sure.
Must be the way I suck in or something. It never fails, but they flatten out on me. Hey, there's Sergeant Carter. I had a feeling he's gonna be here tonight. I just had a feeling. Excuse me, I'm gonna go talk to him.
Sergeant Carter, Miss Bunny.
Hi, Gomer.
Can I talk to you for a minute, Sergeant?
Yeah?
Well, can I sit down?
Look, Pyle, if you're thinking of joining us, forget it. 3 is definitely a crowd.
No, Sergeant. I just want to tell you something. It won't take long.
All right, all right.
Well, you might think what I'm going to tell you silly, real silly.
If it's coming out of your mouth, I'm sure I will.
Just promise me one thing, Sergeant. Promise me you won't get upset.
Pyle, will you get to the point?
Well, yes, sir. The point is, well, you won't think I'm silly now.
Pyle.
Yes, sir, I'll tell you, Sergeant. Well, you see, I have these dreams.
Dreams? Is that what you came over here to talk about, dreams?
Well, yes, sir. You see, what I want to say is...
We'll have the chili. Or I will, anyway. What'll you have?
The same.
We'll have something to drink later. Now, what makes you think I would be the least bit interested in your dreams?
Well, I have this knack, see?
What knack?
If I dream something 3 times in a row, it always comes true.
What?
That's right. I dream something 3 nights in a row, and it happens.
Pyle, if you're not out of here in exactly...
Oh, wait a minute, Vince. Aren't you curious?
No.
Well, I am. Go on, Gomer.
Well, the reason I came over here to talk to Sergeant Carter is I've had these 3 dreams about him in a row, and, well, I'm kind of worried because it hadn't been a very pleasant dream.
Pyle.
Well, wait. What's the dream about, Gomer?
Well, it's about the sergeant's uniform. It's gonna get all messed up.
Are you gonna sit around here and listen to this bilge?
Well, wait a minute, Vince. This is fascinating. Well, how is it going to get messed up?
Well, that part's kind of fuzzy, but I dreamed it was gonna happen here at the Bluebird Cafe. So you see,
Okay, knock it off. Now, if this is some kind of practical joke, Pyle, I'll tell you right now, I ain't biting. If you want to go around telling fortunes, get yourself a crystal ball and find yourself a gypsy tea room. Now, beat it.
Yes, sir. You see, Sergeant? Just like I said it would. Of course, I didn't dream about the chili, but I did dream your uniform would get messed up.
Dreamed it? You caused it. You're not a psychic. You're a clumsy idiot.
But I did dream it, Sergeant. Sergeant, you all right?
Pyle, you better get out of here, you and your dreams, because I had a dream, too. I dreamed I almost killed you with my bare hands, and I don't have to dream it 3 times in a row to make it come true. Just 1 shot, and that's it.
Come on, Vance.
Uh-huh.
Now, Gomer, about these dreams you're having, do you have them often?
Oh, yes, ma'am, Miss Bunny. I most surely do. More times than I can remember.
Like what?
Well, like the time I dreamed 3 times in a row that my cousin Elroy was going to take 2 trips, 1 long one and 1 short one. And sure enough, not more than 2 days later, he walked out there to the mailbox.
That's a long trip?
Oh, no, that was the short trip. The long trip came after he found his draft notice.
Isn't that amazing, Vince?
But most of my dreams are happy ones, real happy. Like right now, believe it or not, I'm having a nice dream about you, Miss Bunny.
Me? A dream about me? Well, tell me, Gomer, what is it?
He says it was a happy one, so whatever he spills on you will match your dress.
Come on, tell me, Gomer.
Well, I can't, Miss Bunny, I just can't.
Why not?
Well, 'cause I've only dreamed it twice.
Oh, come on, for me.
I'm sorry, Miss Bunny, but if I don't dream it a 3rd time, then it just won't happen. And I sure would feel bad about you getting excited about something so nice and then maybe it not happen.
Come on, let's get out of here. I'm beginning to feel like I'm in Never Never Land with some nut fairy godmother.
Well, Gomer, will you tell me if you do dream it a 3rd time?
Oh, yes, ma'am. You'll be the very first to know.
Yeah.
It's really sweet of you to give up your Saturday afternoon and go shopping with me like this. It's not every guy who'd do that for a girl.
Well, since you're nice enough to make dinner for us tonight, it's the least I can do.
You got a penny for my thoughts?
Are you kidding? In my financial condition?
Well, I'll tell you anyway. I was just thinking, it'd really be great if we were shopping like this on a steady basis, wouldn't it, Vince?
Oh, yeah, sure. How could it be bad? That is, when the right time comes, in due time. Oh, look, broccoli. I didn't know broccoli was in season.
It's funny. It's funny.
Huh, what are you doing here?
I'm sorry to bust in on you shopping like this, Sergeant, but I just had to find Miss Bunny. Your landlady told me where you was, and guess what?
Well, what happened?
Well, you remember I told you I'd tell you if I dreamed that dream again? Well, I did last night, and that makes 3 nights in a row I've dreamed it.
Wonderful. Well, we'll see you, pile.
Wait a minute. What's a dream, Gomer?
Well, are you all shopping for dinner tonight?
Yeah.
Well, you can just put it back. You don't need it.
What?
On account of you going out tonight. In high style, you're going out to dinner.
With who? The Duke of Windsor?
No, Sergeant, that's the best part. She's going out to dinner with you.
With me?
Where? Where are we going?
Well, I don't know for sure. You see, I didn't get that far in my dream.
Well, you knock it off, pile. I don't want to hear about it. Now, if you want to dream so much, go dream up the name of a good head shrinker. Because as far as I'm concerned, there's a lot up there that needs shrinking.
Vince, what does it hurt to hear the rest of it?
Because he's a nut, that's why. And you're just making it worse by playing along with him. Now, all I know is people are pushing in the line ahead of us while you're listening to Gypsy Pete here spin his wheels. Now, come on, let's go.
Is this your cart, ma'am?
Yes, it is.
Well, congratulations. You're our 1 millionth customer.
Congratulations, miss. As president of Foodorama Markets Incorporated, I hereby declare you our 1 millionth customer and winner of $100 worth of free groceries.
Oh, Vince!
And not only that, to help celebrate the event, we want you to have a night on the town in Los Angeles, all expenses paid.
God!
Oh, we have it just like you said, Gomer.
Golly, I never dreamed it'd be this big. I dreamed you'd go out, but golly, golly, golly.
I just can't believe it. Well, isn't that something, Vince? What do you say now, huh?
That's it, Sergeant. That's the limousine's gonna take you and Miss Bunny out to dinner tonight with chauffeur and everything.
Yeah. I wonder if I'm gonna have to tip him.
I don't think so, Sergeant. They said everything was taken care of.
Well, I'll just slip my little change.
Well, whatever you do, you just be sure and have a real good time tonight. And I appreciate you giving me a lift into town.
Well, it's the least I can do, pile. After all, you dreamed all this up, didn't you? Well, I better get Bunny.
Excuse me, Sergeant.
What, pile?
Well, do you mind if I hang around?
Huh? What for?
Well, I'd like to watch you and Miss Bunny drive away. It's like Prince Charming and Cinderella going to the ball in their pumpkin coach.
You read a lot, don't you, pile? Okay, suit yourself. Hey, Bunny! What are you doing? Our limousine is waiting. Help me call it, pile.
Miss Bunny,
our limousine is here.
Chauffeur
Our limousine with the chauffeur. Thanks a million, Mac. Bunny, do you have any change?
What?
Never mind. Man, was that an evening? Was that an evening?
I'll say. I never had such a wonderful time in my whole life.
What do you say we have a little nightcap? Want to split a can of beer?
Oh, Vince, I gotta get some sleep. I'm dead on my feet.
One poker too many, huh? Well, at least let me say goodnight.
With pleasure.
Kyle, what are you doing here?
Oh, hey, Sergeant. I missed the last bus back to the base, and I thought I'd just wait here for you. I sure hope you don't mind. Did y'all have a nice time?
Oh, I'll say. Didn't we, Vince?
Yeah, we had a ball.
Oh, excuse me. I must have really dozed off there. And I just remembered the dream I had.
Oh, yeah? Did you dream again, Gomer? What did you dream?
I'm afraid to say, Miss Bunny.
Why?
Well, as pretty as you look right now, it wasn't half as pretty as you looked in my dream.
Gomer, you dreamed about me again?
Well, I can't tell you about what, since I've only dreamed it 2 times in a row.
Oh, come on. Just give me one little hint.
Well, you really want to hear, even though I ain't for sure?
Go on, Pyle. Tell her.
Well, all right. I just dreamed that you proposed marriage to Miss Bunny.
You didn't.
Uh-huh.
Did you dream when, Gomer?
Soon, real soon, Miss Bunny.
Well, isn't that the cutest dream you've ever heard?
Now all I gotta do is dream it one more night in a row, and that's it. You'll be Mr. and Miss Vince Carter for sure. Best wishes, Sergeant. Best wishes.
Pyle, the one time you think he couldn't cause me any trouble is when he's asleep. Now he's killing me with his eyes closed.
What are you worried about? So maybe he has the weird knack of dreaming the future. But no dream is going to make you pop the question unless you want to.
I know all that. But Bunny's always griping about when are we going to get married, and all she needs is a little encouragement.
So?
So all I know is if he dreams that dream a third night, she's not going to let up for a minute.
You sound like you believe in this stuff.
Nah, I don't believe it. Pyle! Sleeping on the job again, Private. You better get with it.
Yes, Sergeant. I'm all finished with the personnel records.
Oh, really? The 3x5 cards, too?
What 3x5 cards, Sergeant?
Well, the cross index, Pyle, the cross index. Didn't I tell you about that?
I'm all finished, Sergeant. Sergeant? Sergeant Carter? Now, Sergeant. Dearly beloved, we're gathered here today to join this man and this woman in holy matrimony. Do you, Miss Bunny, take this man to be your lawfully wedded husband?
I do.
And do you, Sergeant Carter, take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife?
I do.
The ring? Place the ring on the bride's finger and repeat after me. With this ring, I thee wed.
With this ring, I thee wed.
If there's anyone present who knows of any reason why these two should not be wed, let him speak now or forever hold his peace. I sure can't think of any reason. If anybody was meant to be man and wife, it's Sergeant Carter and Miss Bunny. They're perfect for each other, just perfect. So go ahead with the ceremony and tie the knot. I now pronounce you man and wife.
Sergeant Carter? Sergeant Carter?
Pyle, since when do you come running in here like some kind of wild elephant, huh? Now you get out of here and come in right.
I'm sorry, Corporal, but I just had to see the sergeant right away. I've got good news for him.
Well, your two ladies gone.
On Sunday morning, before breakfast, where to?
Look, Pyle, don't be so nosy.
It's really important, Corporal, just really important. Where did he go?
Well, I heard him talk to his girlfriend Bunny on the phone. I suppose that's where he went.
Then I better get over there and tell him Bo.
Huh?
He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
Well, I figured with Pyle dreaming it and me dreaming it right on top of him, it could only mean one thing. The handwriting's on the wall.
Uh-huh. So?
So I get the message. I know when I'm licked.
So?
So I'm through fighting. It's inevitable we're gonna get married, so we might as well get married right now.
Vince, is this a proposal?
What do you think it is, for crying out loud?
Well, if it is, then no thank you.
We'll go down to City Hall and... What did you say?
I said no thank you.
Oh, that's great. Ever since we've been going together, you've been trying to drag me down the aisle. Now that I'm ready to be dragged, you suddenly let go of the rope. What's with you?
Look, Vince, nobody should be dragged to the altar. Both parties should walk on their own 2 feet. When you're ready, I mean really ready, you'll know. And then you'll be happy to walk down the aisle. It won't be a march to the gallows.
Well, gee, I didn't mean for it to sound that way.
Oh, I know you didn't, Vince, but... Who is it?
Surprise, surprise, surprise. I just had to be the first one to congratulate you two. Something old, something new, something borrowed. If you'll excuse me, something blue.
Well, Gomer.
Pyle.
Did he ask you yet, Miss Bunny? Did he ask you? I am so thrilled. I just want you to know you're getting one of the nicest, biggest-hearted men I've ever had the pleasure...
Pyle, knock it off.
But I dreamed it, Sergeant. I dreamed it 3 times in a row that she's gonna propose to Miss Bunny.
Well, he did propose, Gomer. But I said no.
You did?
That's right, Pyle. So that takes care of your cockeyed theory about 3 dreams in a row always coming true.
Oh, no, Sergeant. They came true.
Huh?
I only dreamed that you was gonna propose to Miss Bunny. I never dreamed anything about how she was gonna answer.
What?
But any time now, I'm liable to dream that Miss Bunny answers yes. Ain't that something, though? Just think, when you two finally decide to get married, I'm gonna know it before you do. Hey, Miss Bunny.
Hi, Gomer.
Golly, are you in for a big surprise?
Surprise for me?
Just you wait. Just you wait, Miss Bunny. You're gonna get the nicest present ever.
Gomer, have you been dreaming again?
Okay, Pyle, let's keep the aisles free.
Hey, Sergeant Carter.
Hi, baby doll. I'm sorry I'm late, but here, let my deeds speak for themselves.
Vince, for me?
Who else?
Shazam, you see, Miss Bunny?
It's just a little token to commemorate our new relationship, that's all.
Oh, Vince, you're crazy. You shouldn't have.
Yeah, I know, but that's me.
They say good things come in small packages.
Well...
Gomer, you did it again.
He did what again?
Well, Gomer dreamed I was going to get a beautiful present tonight, right, Gomer?
Oh, no, I didn't dream it, Miss Bunny. I saw it.
Saw it?
Ain't that right, Sergeant? Next door, not 10 minutes ago, Larry and me stopped off to get some pencil leads, and there you were shopping for Miss Bunny at the 5 and Dime.
The 5 and Dime?
Actually, I hadn't been having any dreams lately. Not a single one. Been sleeping like a log.
The 5 and Dime?
Go ahead and open it up, Miss Bunny.
On board ship, and you slowed down to a crawl. Probably the trouble is you missed them nice long hikes we used to take. You know, them nice long walks in the country. Look at that. What are you, gaining weight?
Well, this Navy food sure is good, Sergeant. They must use different spices, like that lamb we had last night.
Pyle, when are you going to learn not to talk in ranks?
I'm sorry, Sergeant. I thought you asked me a question.
I did not ask a question. And if I do ask a question, I do not want you to answer it. You understand?
Well, is that a question? If it is, the answer is yes. If it's...
Knock it off! Now, hear this and hear it good. We are Marines on a Navy ship. From now on, we're going to shape up and look and act like Marines. And to start getting you guys back in condition, we're going to have a daily program of good, strong exercise. That's right. To get rid of the fat and the sluggishness. So, when you're dismissed here, you will suit up in sweatsuits and report to me in the gym in 5 minutes. Now, Pyle, what do you think you're doing?
I got something in my eye, Sergeant.
So you got something in your eye. All right.
Well, it hurts, Sergeant.
Well, pull the upper lid over the lower lid and just wipe it out. Now, I'm going to start an athletic program that will get each one of you men squared away. I want it.
That don't work, Sergeant.
What?
Pulling the upper lid over the lower lid.
All right. Take hut. Hair smash. All right, Pyle, let me look at it. All right, come around to the light.
You know I can see my reflection right in your eye.
Swell. Here, blow your nose.
What?
Blow your nose.
Well, what's this? What's this? You see that, boys? They blow their noses for him. Isn't that nice? Say, Sarge, do you tie their shoes for him, too?
Why, he never. We tie our own.
Oh, you tie your own shoes. They have to tie their own shoes.
But he does do a lot of other nice things for us.
Yeah, like what?
Well, like once when we was on a hike, I turned my ankle, and he carried me all the way home in his arms. Remember, Sergeant?
Is that right?
He sure did, just like I was a baby. Didn't you, Sergeant?
Gee, the next thing you know, he'll be saying he tucked you in bed, too.
Well, as a matter of fact, one time when I had the flu...
Dismiss, Pyle.
Well, it was a kind of human thing to do, Sergeant.
Dismiss, Pyle. Dismiss. Dismiss.
Yes, sir.
Gee, tucked him in bed. Isn't that precious?
Tucked him in bed! Okay, next. Pile and body. Come on, mix it up. Well, come on, mix it up, mix it up! This looks like a waltz contest. Give me them gloves.
Sure, Sergeant. You can have mine too, Sergeant.
No, you keep yours on. I want to show you something. You guys are dancing around like you never saw a fight or a pair of gloves in your whole life. All right, come on, get over there. All right. Now, first, I want to show you how to throw a jab. You stand like this, see? Your chin behind your shoulder, and you shoot that left out, like that. Like this, see? Jab! Jab!
Boy, it sure is slick, Sergeant. Well, hey there, Chief.
All right, now, you got that? Your shoulder high. Jab! Jab!
Boy, that's slick.
Well, am I doing it right?
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, Sergeant, not quite.
You think you can do it better?
Yeah, I think so. Hey, give me a left glove, will you, Private? Now, you see, Sergeant, here. Your foot position is okay, but when you throw your jab, you got your left elbow up too high. See, that's okay for a hook. But for a jab, no. Jab, you cock your arm back like this and shoot out like a piston. See?
Shazam! That sure is neat, Chief.
Well, it's no different than the way I throw it. Look.
Golly, Sergeant, that's real neat, too.
Come on, Sergeant, let him settle it. Which one of those two punches was the best, Private?
Golly, Chief, it's kind of hard to say. They was both just as nice as could be.
Wow, mine was the hardest, wasn't it?
Well, maybe it was.
Come on, Sergeant, you couldn't break an egg with that jab of yours.
Maybe I couldn't break an egg, but I sure could make an impression on your chin.
You really think so?
You bet I do.
I mean, really?
Yeah.
Well, there's one way to find out.
I thought you'd never ask. Pyle, give him that glove.
No, wait, I got a better idea.
Yeah, I'll bet you do. Okay, if you're scared, forget it.
I'm not scared. I'm not backing out, but here's the way it is, see? The boys are having a smoker up on deck Friday night, and we're having some bouts, see? Now, if you want to fight me, why don't we settle it there? I mean, why waste it here in the gym? Let everybody in on it. What do you say, Sarge?
Up on deck? In front of the whole ship?
Sure, go ahead, Sergeant. Take him up on it.
Yeah, okay, sure, why not? I'll fight you here or at the smoker. What difference does it make?
Okay, Sarge, we got a deal. It's you and me in the main event at the smoker Friday night. That ought to give the boys a kick. Okay, buddy, I'll see you then. And don't forget to show up now.
Hey, Sergeant, do you think you can whoop him?
Oh, sure he can.
Sure he can, yeah.
You'll be fighting in front of the whole ship.
So I'll be fighting in front of the whole ship. I'm no rank amateur, you know.
You mean you've had some fights, Sergeant?
What do you think? Listen, I'll tell you something. I was the welterweight champ in junior high.
Is that right, Sergeant? You was a champion?
Sure, there were 65 guys in the class, too. Killer Carter, they called me. My gym teacher thought I should turn pro. He said my right was better than Lewis's.
Joe Lewis?
No, Louis Patman. He was a champ in the class ahead of me. Well, listen, I'd keep this quiet if I were you fellas, because if Simpson finds out, he's liable to try to back out. It's too bad this ain't a pro fight, fellas.
Why's that, Sergeant?
Well, I mean, you might be able to pick up a few bucks. You know, betting on me.
Hey, what's to stop us?
Well, it wouldn't be too ethical for your sergeant to suggest something like that. Especially with me being the favorite. Oh, boy, I can't wait till Friday.
Golly, Killer Carter.
How much you got, Brady?
$13. How much you got?
Good. 22. Now, if we can just find some suckers to bet with.
I don't know about this betting. I never did believe much in that.
Gomer, it was the sergeant who gave us the idea.
Yeah, Gomer, he was almost telling us to do it.
But only if it was a professional fight, he said.
Gomer, please, don't spoil it.
Shouldn't we tell him that Sergeant Carter was the champion of his school?
No. Whatever you do, don't tell him that.
But he was.
I know, but if they find out Carter's an experienced boxer, they'll want odds.
But we ought to tell him the truth. The chief ought to know who he's fighting. He might get himself hurt.
Gomer, you know what they say. All's fair in love and war, and this is war, sort of.
Hey, Duke. Look over there.
Hey, it's a good place to find some suckers. Let's get over there.
Yeah, good idea.
I don't know. I don't think it's right to bet.
Come on.
Sure hits that thing hard like a hammer.
Yeah.
He handles that bag pretty good, don't he?
Yeah.
You have some fights before he's in the Navy?
You put me on Mac.
Huh.
Don't you know about the chief? Fleet champ for 4 years. 37 knockouts. He only quit because nobody'd fight him.
He was a fleet champ for 4 years. The only reason he quit it because he couldn't find anybody to fight with.
That's better than being junior high school champ, ain't it?
I'd say so, lots better. Come on, we better get out of here. Let's find Sergeant Carter and tell him what he's walking into. Come on.
Yeah, we better.
Hiya, fellas. Hey, watch this. The old 1-2. Thump, thump, thump. Slick, huh?
Oh, yeah, that's real good.
Yeah, I'm really getting back in shape.
Sergeant, we were...
Now, don't tell me if you're putting any bets down on me. I mean, I don't want to hear anything about gambling. Anything you do like that, well, it's strictly up to you.
Sergeant, what we're trying to tell you is we were watching the chief train up on deck.
Yeah? What's this, huh? I used to be able to do that every time. Thump, thump.
Sergeant, what Dick was trying to tell you is we was up on the deck watching the chief train for quite a while.
Yeah, he's got him, huh? That's smart. Where's he weak, huh? His hook's right where?
No place.
Huh?
That's right. It's not a weak spot on him. It's all hair and muscle.
What are you guys trying to tell me?
Well, the fact is, Sarge, we found out the chief was fleet champ for 4 years. He only quit because nobody would fight him.
Yeah?
Yeah, and he's got 37 knockouts.
Okay, so he was a fleet champ. So what?
Well, you might be outclassed, Sergeant. It might be too one-sided.
What?
Sergeant, I think it'd be to your credit if you spoke up and said, "This fight is unfair. My opponent is a stronger and better fighter than I am, and I think it's silly to fight him." That'd be to your credit.
Are you kidding?
But, Sarge, it's not a match. I think nobody would blame me if you came down with a bad cold or something.
Look, if I didn't know better, I'd think that chief sent you guys over here to scare me. Out, out, I don't want to hear anymore. Get out. Out, 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 out. Out, 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 out. Get out of here. Out, 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 out.
You know what I'm thinking, you guys?
Uh-huh. Sergeant Carter's gonna get himself killed. killed. That's just what Sergeant Carter's gonna get himself, is killed.
Yeah, Gomer, I'm worried about him, too. He could get himself hurt bad.
But well, why he's so stubborn? Everybody'd understand if he'd just speak up and say, I do not wish to fight someone so much better than I am. So for that reason,
Gomer,
I am...
forget it. Look, you know he's not going to do that.
Yeah. You know, you guys, I'm wondering, maybe if we can't get through to the sergeant, we can get through to the chief.
How do you mean?
I mean psychological warfare.
Huh?
The old war on nerves. We'll gaslight him.
How do you do that?
We scare him to death and maybe he'll back out. We'll have to get some of the rest of the guys in on it, but it might just work. Yeah, psychological warfare. It's our only hope.
Well, look who's here. The boys in green.
I bet the sergeant's pretty green about now, right, fellas?
You know, maybe after this fight, we'll get to see our first burial at sea.
You fellers sure crack a good joke.
What do you guys want?
Well, the guys in our platoon got together and pooled all their money and sent us over here to find out if you guys might be interested in making a little bet on the fight.
A bet?
You mean you guys want to bet on Carter?
Well, sure. You don't think we bet on anybody else, do you?
I'd like some of that action.
Yeah, me too. How much you guys got?
$220.
I don't know if we can cover all that. Suppose you guys want the odds? 5 to 1?
5 to 1? Oh, no, that's too high. We couldn't possibly give him 5 to 1, could we, Frankie?
Oh, no.
No, I'm sorry, fellas. Best we could give you is 4 to 1. Take it or leave it.
Wait a minute. You want to give us 4 to 1 odds? Make Carter the favorite?
Yeah. After all, our sergeant's an ex-champ.
He's an ex-champ?
That's right. He beat 65 guys back when he was...
Back in the days when he was fighting welterweight. 65 wins.
What?
What do you say?
Wait a minute. What about those 65 wins?
Nothing. You want to bet or don't you?
What 65 guys did he beat?
Do you want to bet?
At 4 to 1? Okay, we'll take the whole thing. Come on, guys. Get your money together. Right here. Let's go. Come on.
Hey, Gomer, look. They're putting up the money. You said they'd be too scared to bet.
I did?
Sure. You said they probably heard about Killer Carter. Remember?
What's this about Killer Carter?
Nothing. Get your dough together.
No. Wait a minute. What were you saying about Killer Carter?
That's what they used to call him. His coach thought he should turn pro, said his right was better than Lewis's.
Gomer, that's enough. You got your money together? We ain't got all day.
Yeah, we got it right here. $55. Now, what's this about Killer Carter?
Nothing. Well, here's our dough. Hey, we'll let you hold it. We trust you, see? But you keep it handy because we're going to be coming for it right after the fight, okay? Come on, you guys. Let's go, Gomer. Can I help you guys?
Oh, we just came out to see Carter train.
Oh, I'm sorry, fellas. I can't do it. I got my orders. Sarge is sparring. He doesn't want to see any visitors.
So what? It won't hurt to take a look.
Sorry.
Oh, take it easy, Sarge.
I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. It's deceitful.
Just one more, Gomer. Ready?
No! I ain't sparring with him no more. I've had it.
Don't worry, George. In a day or two, you'll be as good as new.
Man, listen to that bag. Sarge sure has fast hands. I'll say that for him. Yeah, fast hands.
Well, how long can he keep that up? He's been at it for 20 minutes.
All day, buddy. All day. You like that 1, 2?
1, 2. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, 9. What's this? I'm a 6 to 1 underdog?
Well, you see this guy train, Chief. He's been murdering his sparring partners. You ought to hear him on that heavy bat.
No, wait a minute. You guys forgetting I was the fleet champ?
Well, that was a couple of years ago, Chief.
You might have slowed up a little since then.
What? Slowed up? That's a joke. I'd like to put down $10 at 6 to 1 if I could get anybody to take the bet.
I'll take it, Chief.
Come on. I gotta see this guy for myself. Come on.
Okay, on your toes. Here comes the chief. Get going.
Deceitful.
Gomer, just try and remember it's to save your dear sergeant's life. Will you please keep remembering that?
Well,
Here, put this in your mouth. Okay.
What do you mean I can't go inside? You can't keep me out of there.
Please, Chief. It's for your own good. Sergeant worked himself up to such a pitch. If he sees you, he'll go for you right now. He won't even wait till tomorrow night.
Look, that's okay with me. If he wants it now, give it to him now.
No, Chief, you can't. You might get hurt. Oh, don't worry, Leonard. You'll be eating solid food again in no time, pal.
Chief, if you still want that bet, I'll make it 10-1. Hey, Chief.
You should have seen his face. Did it work? Like a charm. It worked.
It's deceitful, just plain deceitful. I know. It's to save Sergeant Carter's life.
Oh, he was gaslit, all right. If anybody was gaslit, it was him. You see, Gomer? Psychological warfare. It's the only thing that can save the Sarge. Yep, the old war of nerves. It works every time.
Hey, Sergeant Carter.
What's going on here, huh?
Hey, fellas, I think it worked. Did you see the Chief's?
Well, come on, what's going on here? What is all this? Talk, somebody, talk. You were talking pretty good when I came in, Slater. Keep going.
Oh, well?
Yeah, I'm waiting.
You see, we was using psychological warfare.
What?
That's what you do when another fella is stronger than you are and is liable to beat your brains out.
Huh?
So we gave him the gaslight.
Who? What are you talking about, anyway?
Well, Chief Simpson, you see, we was real worried about you, and you wouldn't back out, so we couldn't let you go in there and get hurt.
So?
So we threw a little scare into him, that's all.
Yeah? How'd you do that?
Well, first of all the guys got together and put up all their money, and we went over and betted on you.
Yeah, and we gave those sailors 4-1 odds.
You gave them 4-1 odds? On me?
Well, it shook them up pretty good. And then we pretended this was your training camp and you were knocking everybody out.
You guys bet all the dough you have? And gave 4-1? Well, you can lose the whole wad.
Oh, we didn't care about that as long as it was going to help you. I personally thought it was a deceitful thing to do, but, well, as long as it was going to help out.
You guys did all that for me? You know something, fellas? I'll level with you. I was kind of worried about fighting that guy. But not anymore. That gaslighting worked on me, too. What you guys did is giving me strength, confidence. You know what I'm gonna do now? I'm gonna fight that guy like nobody ever fought before. And I'm gonna knock him out. And you know why?
Why, Sergeant?
Because you guys care.
Boy, the sergeant's really a picture of health, ain't he? He's even got roses in his cheek.
I'll tell you one thing, Gomer. Many a fight's been won on sheer confidence, and the Sarge has plenty of that. He sure has.
Bless his heart.
How do you feel, Sarge?
And now, the feature bout of the evening. In this corner, weighing 162.5, wearing gold trunks, the pride of the Marines, Sergeant Vince Killer Carter. And in this corner, weighing 171, wearing white trunks, the former fleet champion, Wayne Rattlesnake Simpson.
What do you think, Duke?
Well, like I said, Gomer, that confidence the sergeant was talking about, it could make the difference. And he's got it.
Bless his heart.
Touch gloves and come out fighting.
It's over.
It's all over.
Easy, Gomer, easy.
Sergeant, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm okay. What happened?
He knocked you out, is what?
You okay now, Sarge?
I'm sorry as I can be.
What happened, Sarge? You were so full of confidence.
I'll tell you something, fellas. That confidence is okay, but a good right cross is better. I just called you here to tell you this. I want to thank you for all you did. And I also want to apologize for last night's fight. Now, I know you lost a lot of money betting on me, so I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to see that every one of you get paid back.
Sergeant?
It may take me a little while, but you're going to get every cent of it back. Because what you guys did...
Sergeant?
What is it, Slater?
Well, Sergeant, you don't have to pay us back. We already got our money back. In fact, more.
You did? How?
Well, when the odds went to 20 to 1, we got $12 together and went over and bet it on the chief.
Huh? You did? Why did you do that?
Well, Sergeant, it's not that we weren't loyal or anything. It's just that we all thought those odds were too good to pass up.
Okay. So you wanted to pick up a few extra bucks. That's what was important, huh? So you bet against your sergeant. You all won. Swell. All except you, Pyle. You didn't bet, did you?
No, sir, I don't believe in betting.
Good.
But if I did believe in betting, I'd have bet some money on the chief, and I'd give all my winnings to you.
You know, Gomer, I still just can't get that picture out of my mind. It was one of the most haunting love stories I think I ever saw.
It sure was. Boy, that Sandra D can really bring tears to your eyes.
I want to thank you again.
For what?
Well, for taking me to see it. I know that actually you prefer monster pictures and you were just going along to make me happy.
Oh, no, Luann. Fact is, a lot of the monster pictures have romance in them. You take King Kong. That had a lot of love in it.
It did?
Yeah, don't you remember when King Kong was terrorizing all of New York City? He had this real tender feeling for Fay Ray. Why, when he'd hold her up in his hand, you could just see the gentle look in his eye.
That's right. She was the only one that he liked.
It was ill-fated, though. I mean, 100-foot gorilla and a 5-foot girl. It never would have worked out. Oh, looks like he got something here.
My goodness, it's a telegram. Oh, Gomer, the most wonderful news.
What is it?
Well, it's from my daddy. He's coming to visit me. Why, he'll be here tomorrow.
Well, that is a nice surprise, Luann.
It's been such a long time since I've seen him. I can't believe it. He's actually going to be here. Oh, Gomer, you've just got to come to dinner.
Well, thank you, Luann. I really am looking forward to meeting him. Listen, I better go. You probably got a million things to do.
That's right. He didn't give me much time, did he? Oh, Gomer, thank you for such a lovely evening.
Thank you. Golly. Well, I'll see you tomorrow, Luann. Good night.
Gomer?
Yeah?
Whatever you do, don't let Daddy frighten you.
Frighten me?
He's a very strong-willed person and set in his ways, and if he doesn't like something, he just roars like a lion. But inside, he's really just as gentle as a little lamb.
Well, if he's your daddy, I'm sure he is.
Oh, he's gonna like you, Gomer. I just know he is.
Well, I sure hope so. Well, good night, Luann. See you tomorrow.
Baby! Come here to Daddy, give me some sugar.
You just look wonderful. I was so surprised when I got that telegram yesterday.
Well, I said to myself, it's about time I saw my little girl, so I took a couple of days off. Business can get along without me.
Oh, Daddy, I'm so glad you did. It's been too long.
Well, come here. Let me look at you.
Oh,
Daddy.
Just what I thought. You are wasting away.
Wasting away.
Wasting away to skin and bones. What's the matter? What have you been doing to yourself? Don't you eat anything anymore?
Oh, Daddy, I may have lost a pound or two since I left home, but that's all. Well, you know I never was a heavy one to begin with.
Well, you look much better back home. There you had a bloom to you. Now look at you. You're all skinny and pale. Oh, I know you should have never come to the city. It's the air pollution.
I feel fine, Daddy. Honest, I do.
Oh, how can you live in a city with this air pollution? Now, back home in Turtle Creek, the air's fresh and clean and unpolluted.
I know, Daddy, but, well, how do you like my apartment?
Well, it's, okay, I guess. Sure had a much better room back home. There you had 3 big wide windows and a view that...
Daddy.
Okay, I'll shut my big mouth.
Well, come on. Let's not talk about me. I want to hear all about you. By the way, you just look marvelous.
Well, I've been keeping in shape playing touch football with Monroe.
Oh.
He's still quite a fullback, solid as he ever was. And he's a fine boy. A fine boy.
I know. Monroe always was very nice.
Then why in the name of heaven did you leave him standing at the altar? The star of the Carolina Aggies football team.
Daddy?
Right now, you could have been Mrs. Monroe Eford, living in a fine house high on a hill instead of in a dingy room in a city that's filled with air pollution.
Daddy, I didn't marry Monroe for a simple reason. I didn't love him.
Love? Love is just a matter of getting used to a person.
Well, that's not the kind of love I'm looking for.
Oh. This Gomer Pyle you've been writing home about? Is that the kind of love you're looking for?
So far, he's the only man that interests me, and I don't mind being considered his steady. Daddy, you're going to meet him in a little while. He's coming to have dinner with us. And I just know you're going to be crazy about him. Why, he's the nicest person I've ever known. Here's a picture of him. Ain't he handsome?
He's kind of weaselly. Think the air pollution got to him, too.
That's Gomer. Daddy, please, promise you'll be nice.
Hey, Luann.
Well, hi, Gomer. Goodness, what you got there?
These are for you.
Thank you. They're beautiful. Come on in. I want you to meet my daddy. Daddy, this is Gomer. Gomer, this is my daddy.
It's an honor to meet you, sir. Luann's told me a lot about you.
Aren't these lovely, Daddy? Well, I could have sworn they were real. Where'd you buy them, Gomer?
Oh, I didn't buy them. I made them myself.
You made them?
You make flowers?
Well, it was really my first try all by myself. The only other time was when Miss Freiberger taught me. That was during recess of my rug hooking class.
Rug hooking class?
Yes, sir. I used to go on Sunday afternoons. There's nothing like it for relaxing and forgetting the cares of the day. Not to mention the pretty rugs you end up with.
Well, you certainly are the handy one, Gomer. These are just precious. Why don't you two go ahead and get acquainted while I go find a vase for these?
Well, how was your trip, Mr. Povey?
Fine.
Smooth flight, was it?
Yeah, smooth.
How's everything back in North Carolina?
Fine. You hook rugs?
I haven't really made any since I quit going to class, but if somebody comes up to me and says, Gomer Pyle hooked me a rug, I'll know how.
These are just beautiful, Gomer. Just the right touch. I took the liberty of fixing you gentlemen a drink. Bourbon with just a splash of branch water, if I remember correctly.
You remember correctly.
And a root beer for you.
Well, golly, thank you kindly, Luann.
Root beer?
Yes, sir. Sometimes, though, I like to drink something harder. You know what my favorite hard drink is? Quinine water with a lime. Boy, that really has a kick to it. Well, cheers.
What did you do back home in Mayberry, Pyle?
I worked at a filling station.
Oh, your own gas station, was it?
Oh, no, sir, it was Wally's. That was the name of it, Wally's Gas Station. I was just one of the help.
Oh.
It was a real fine station. Imagine I'll go back to work there after I finish my hitch.
Back to the same job you had? Well, don't you want to improve yourself, move up in the world, become an executive?
Well, I'm afraid I'm not the executive type. And I'm ashamed to say I hadn't had that much education. I never did go to college.
Well, didn't you ever have any ambition to go? Maybe to play on a team? Win a letter?
Well, not everyone can go to college, Daddy, and not everyone can win a letter. Besides, working in a gas station is a very respectable occupation. If it weren't for our gas station attendants, America's cars couldn't run.
Boy, you sure have a way with words, Luann. You know that.
I'll start clearing the table now and get us some more coffee.
Well, I'll help you.
Oh, no, Gomer, you don't have to.
I'm used to it. I do KP all the time.
Well, Daddy, will you excuse us for a few minutes?
Sure. Take your time.
Operator, I want to place a person-to-person call to Turtle Creek, North Carolina. The number there is KL47451. And I want to speak to Mr. Monroe Eford. Yeah, the number here is 555-3427. And hurry, please, operator. Yeah. Monroe? Yeah, this is your old touch football partner. Yeah, I'm in her place right now. Now, listen, I haven't got much time to talk. I just want to ask you one question. You still really care for my girl? Good. Then I'll tell you what you do. You grab the first plane out of there and you get here as fast as you can. To rope her and take her back, that's why. Because, man, you ain't got no competition at all. None at all. I just met this here Gomer Pyle. He's nothing but a mouse. All you got to do is flick him aside. Listen, I can't talk anymore. You just get out here as quick as you can. You hear?
Oh, is everything all right, Daddy?
Oh, everything's fine. Just fine.
Could you get that, Daddy? It's Gomer. I'll be out in a minute.
All right.
Hi, J.R.
Come on in here. It's good. Oh, shh. Luann's just finished dressing. That boyfriend of hers will be here in just a minute.
Well, what's he coming for?
Because I invited him. Oh, don't you see? When Luann has a chance to compare the two of you side by side, she'll come to her senses and realize what she threw away.
Yeah. Hey, you're shrewd, J.R. Shrewd.
Evening, Gomer. I'm sorry, I'm... Monroe.
Hi, Luann.
Ain't this a surprise, gal? You could have knocked me over with a feather when I saw him standing at the door.
Well, it most certainly is a surprise, to say the least. What are you doing way out here in California all of a sudden?
Well, I got this call from, to come to this feed convention. That's what I come to town for, a big feed convention. And naturally, I couldn't pass through without stopping off to say hello. So, hello, Luann. Sure nice to see you again.
Ain't this something, honey? Monroe and I being in town at the same time.
Oh, these are for you, Luann.
That's Gomer.
Hey, Luann.
Hey, Gomer, come on in.
Oh, I didn't know you already had flowers.
Well, we have unexpected company.
Oh.
This is Monroe Eford. He just happened to drop in all the way from Turtle Creek.
Well, hey. Monroe Eford. The one you almost...
That's right.
I do.
You're going to stay for dinner, aren't you, boy?
Well, now, sir, if I'm not intruding,
Oh, nonsense. I insist. Now, don't we, Luann?
Of course. I guess I better put these in some water.
Oh, well, might as well take mine, too.
Yeah, you can feed those to those.
Yeah, the folks back home sure miss you, Luann. Well, every time I walk into the country club, they always ask me if I've heard from you.
Well, that's very sweet, I'm sure.
If you were back home right now, you'd be the belle of the ball. Monroe here could really show you a time. He's very popular at the country clubs. Got the run of the whole place. Did you ever belong to a country club back home, Pyle?
No, sir. But whenever I used to go over to Mount Pilot, I used to always drop by the YMCA. They had everything there. Ping pong and shuffleboard and hot showers. And every other Friday night, they used to show nature slides.
Well, if nobody wants any more dessert or coffee, shall we all retire to the living room?
It's a good idea, girl. I could do it with a little stretching.
Thank you.
Oh, I don't know about you. I'm so full, I feel like a stuffed turkey.
Hey, you need a workout. Gee,
Oh! By the way, Pyle, did you ever have the chance to see Monroe when he was All-American with the Carolina Aggies?
No, sir, I'm sorry to say I didn't.
Well, you really missed a treat. He was the best fullback they ever had. Ain't that right, boy?
Yeah, I guess it was.
Boy, when they were down on the 5-yard line and they needed a touchdown, Monroe was the player they called for. Hey, ha! He, ha! Touchdown! Oh, man, he was really something. He made mincemeat out of that defensive line.
Daddy, I don't really think that Gomer's very interested in Monroe's football playing.
Oh, yeah, Luann. It's a real honor to meet an All-American in person.
Well, besides being All-American, he was a star weightlifter, too. Strong as a bull, that boy. Hey, Monroe, show him how easy it is for you to lift that chair without even straining yourself. Go ahead.
Daddy?
They don't want to see that.
Oh, go ahead. Go on.
Well, all right.
Oh, will you look at that? How he handles it, light as a feather. Oh, man, you are something else. Did you ever go in for athletics, son?
No, sir, not too much.
Well, not everybody's cut out for sports. They can be good at other things. You know what Pyle is good at? He makes beautiful paper flowers.
Daddy, can you give me a hand in the kitchen, please?
I'll help you, Luann.
I want Daddy to. All right, now, Daddy, you just cut that out.
What in the world are you talking
You
about?
know perfectly well what I'm talking about. The way you've been treating Gomer all evening. Making all those unfair comparisons. Oh, Monroe is so all-fired wonderful, and Gomer's just a nobody.
Well, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but that's about the size of it. All you got to do is take a look at them side by side, and you can see for yourself.
All I can see is a lot of meddling. Now, you called Monroe and told him to come out here, didn't you?
Whatever gave you that idea?
Come on, Daddy. I'm not a child any longer. I know there's no feed convention.
Well, doggone it, Luann. I was only trying to do it for your own good. Is it what you want to be stuck with the rest of your life in that jellyfish?
And I think that is my decision to make. Gomer may not be a big football star and drive a fancy car, and he may not belong to the country club, but he is the one I want.
He may be the one you want, but I'm not so sure that you're the one he wants.
What do you mean?
Well, it doesn't seem to me he's too upset about Monroe being here. Seems to me if a fellow really cared for a gal, he wouldn't stand there and take it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll go back to our company.
Well, good night, Luann, and thanks for a wonderful dinner.
Yeah, Luann, it was delicious.
Goodbye, Monroe. And it was nice to see you again after all this time. You be sure and say hello to everybody back home now.
Well, you don't have to say goodbye just yet. I'm going to be in town a couple more days.
You are?
Yeah, that's right. And I got to thinking, since he's going to be here for such a quick visit, wouldn't it be nice if the two of you could catch dinner and a show tomorrow night?
Daddy.
Oh, for old time's sake. There's a good double bill showing at the theater right down the street.
Oh, no.
What?
I mean, well, that's the Bijou, and Luann and me have already seen that picture. But Thunder in the West, it's playing over at the Bay City, and Luann hadn't seen that.
But, Gomer, well, we have a date for tomorrow night.
Oh, well, you and Monroe are old friends, and it's only right you spend an evening together.
Well, I think that's downright friendly. Don't you, Luann?
Yes.
Well, fine then. I'll pick you up about 7, okay?
Well, since I'm suddenly so available, why not?
To do it to you this way. But I knew from the first time I set eyes on him he was nothing but a mouse. I just had to prove it to you. You saw how he was. Wasn't even man enough to put up a fight for you. It's a good thing you found out about it right now.
Hey, Mr. Povey. I came to see Luann.
Oh?
Luann, can I talk to you a minute? Alone? Luann, can I ask you just one question? Why?
I have nothing to keep me here any longer. Or nobody. At least, nobody who cares.
Well, golly, Luann, I care.
Oh?
My heart just sank when you said you was going back home.
Well, then why didn't you say something? Or, well, do something.
Well, I thought maybe you was beginning to feel for Monroe like you once did. And maybe you'd like to go back to that nice life you had back home. Having lots of friends and going to the country club. I could never give you anything like that.
Did I ever say I wanted that kind of life? Or did I ever say that I had any feelings for Monroe? Which I don't.
Well, then, for goodness sakes, why are you going?
'Cause I haven't heard you say, don't go.
Don't go.
Say it again.
Don't go, please.
That's all I wanted to hear. I'll go tell Daddy.
Wait a minute, Luann. If I'm the reason that you're going to be staying, then I expect I ought to be the one that ought to tell him.
All right.
Mr. Povey? Mr. Povey, sir?
Yeah, boy?
Mr. Povey, sir? Luann's not going home with you. She's going to stay here.
Who says?
She says, and, well, I'd like her to.
You?
Yes, sir, me. Mr. Povey, I hadn't had a chance to tell you how I feel about your daughter. Well, maybe Luann don't even know how I feel about her. So now's as good a time as any to tell you that as long as she stays here, I'm going to see that I provide her with the best kind of company. Maybe I can't take her to a country club dance in a fancy car. Best I can probably do is a movie and dinner at the Bluebird Cafe. But we really enjoy being with each other. And, well, all I can tell you is that you don't have to worry, 'cause as long as I'm around, she'll be well protected. Well, doggone it, Mr. Povey. What I'm trying to say is that I love your daughter.
Oh, well, what did you say?
I said I loved his daughter.
Well, we all ready to leave? I got a cab waiting.
Monroe, I'm beginning to think you just lost the ball by a fumble.
Why?
I don't think Luann's going home with us.
What is this, some kind of joke? Come on, Luann.
I don't think you heard Mr. Povey, Monroe. Luann's staying here.
Huh? Well, but I thought...
Never mind, just get my suitcase, will you, son? Bye, honey. Bye, son. We should have talked up sooner. Could have saved Monroe here a trip.
What's this all about, JR? You still having
Come on, just get my suitcase. It's a long story. I'll tell you about it on the way to
What's
the
going
airport.
on around here? I thought this all over together.
I'll take your bag back to your room for you. Wow, Luann, you wasn't even planning to go. Hey, Luann.
Hey, Gomer.
These are for you.
More flowers. Gomer Pyle, you're gonna spoil me. I'll go put these in some water and then I'll be right back.
No rush. We got plenty of time.
Oh, my goodness, Gomer. What happened?
I was trying to lift up the chair like Monroe did.
Gomer, you don't have to prove anything to me. I like you 'cause you're you. I wouldn't have you any other way.
I'm glad of that. Are you sure now, Luann?
Well, of course. I like you just the way you are.
Oh, well, fine. You don't know how good it makes me feel when you say things like that.
What you yelling
I've only been to that place at least 20 times.
Well, I'm fed up with that crummy place.
Oh, women, you're all alike. You're never satisfied.
Look, Vincent, I'm not hard to please. I'm just sick and tired of you and I going out every night and sitting all alone in the back of some dark, dingy joint. Now, what do you got against the electric company anyhow?
That's your problem. You wouldn't understand atmosphere if you fell over.
A candle sticking out of a beer bottle isn't what I call atmosphere.
It was a wine bottle.
I don't care what it was. Why can't we ever go out dancing?
Dancing?
Yeah, dancing.
Look, I get all the exercise I need out at the base. In the evening, I like to relax. I like to sit around
In those little dark places, I know. Well, why can't we ever go out with some other people?
I work all day with a platoon. I don't have to travel with one at night, too.
Just take me dancing. Is that so much to ask? Just one night, take me dancing.
You want to dance? Go out with Fred Astaire.
Maybe I will.
Then do it.
As soon as you leave, I just might.
I'm leaving.
Good.
And I'm not coming back.
That just suits me fine.
Take her dancing. Take her dancing. You women are all like you never.
You don't know how to treat a girl.
Frankie, there's just one thing about that movie that I didn't understand.
What?
Well, you remember when the good guy went to jail posing as the bad guy so he could get information from the real bad guy as to where he hid the money?
Yeah, so?
Well, how did the bad guy, the real bad guy, know that the good guy wasn't really a bad guy, but was only acting like he was a bad guy when he was really a good guy?
Don't you remember the guy who was in the cell with the bad guy?
Do you mean the real bad guy or the bad guy that was really a good guy?
No, in the cell with the real bad guy. That guy was a bad guy, too. And he knew the good guy because the good guy was the one who sent him up. So he told the other bad guy about it.
Oh, so if the bad guy hadn't have known the good guy, then the other bad guy wouldn't have known that the good guy wasn't really the bad guy, right?
Look, Gomer, why don't you wait till next year? By that time, it'll be on television. You can watch it again.
No, I think I understand. If the bad guy... Hey, look over there.
Let me have a beer.
Don't, Gomer. It sure doesn't look like the Sarge wants any company.
Well, he hadn't seen us yet, Frankie. He just seen us, Frankie. He waved back. Hey, Sergeant. We seen you when you come in.
Oh, hi, fellas. Come on, sit down, sit down. Well, boys, where you been?
Nowhere much. We just been to the movies.
Good. It's good for you to get away from the daily routine and relax. You deserve it. You work hard.
Where you been, Sergeant? Any place special?
You know, I've never been one to look back to see where I've been. I'd rather look forward to see where I'm going. My past lies behind me. There's nothing I can do about that. But my future lies ahead. Dark, mysterious. Life is strange. Here today, gone tomorrow.
Wow, where are you going tomorrow?
No, pal, it's just an expression. You know, I was just sitting here thinking how little we know about each other. You take a girl, for instance. You think you know her. You think you have simpatico. Then all of a sudden, poof! The whole thing goes up in a cloud of smoke.
Golly, that ain't never happened to me.
You know Bunny?
Miss Bunny, your girlfriend? Sure, I know her. She's real pretty and she's real nice. I really like her. How is she?
Poof.
Golly, you mean...
Poof. Tonight, the whole thing went up in a cloud of smoke.
Well, Sergeant,
I might have married her. Now, you never know. You never know.
Would you excuse us, please, Sergeant? We got to go.
Oh, sure, sure. Go ahead, fellas. Have a good time. I'll just sit here and think.
We'll see you later. Come on.
Another one. You know, life is like a beer. Once you lose your head, you're all finished.
Gomer, wait a minute. Now, what's the matter? Why are we leaving so suddenly?
Ain't it terrible? Golly, I never have seen Sergeant Carter like that. Did you notice how red his eyes was?
Oh, Gomer, come on. Now,
There's nothing sadder in the whole world than a Marine sergeant that's been crying.
Gomer, you don't have to worry about it. I mean, he'll get over it. Look, why don't we just go back inside?
No, we got to do something. We just got to.
Gomer, now look, you stay out of it.
That's the trouble with people today. They're too proud after a fight to admit that either one of them's wrong.
Gomer, now you know Carter. He would never go to her and apologize.
Right, but why can't I go?
You!
Hey, Miss Bunny.
Gomer. If you're looking for Sergeant Carter, he isn't here.
No, ma'am. Me and my friend wanted to talk to you for a minute or two. It's kind of important.
Yeah, sure. Come on in.
This is my friend here, Frankie Lombardi. Frankie, this is Miss Bunny.
Hi, Miss Bunny.
Well, hi, Frankie. Well, won't you sit down? Could I get you something?
No, thank you. We're fine.
Oh. What's on your mind?
Well, we just seen Sergeant Carter.
What could that possibly have to do with me?
Well, I guess we'll be running along.
Now, wait a minute, Frankie. You see, Miss Bunny, he feels just awful about you two going poof. I've never seen him so upset, and he looks terrible, just terrible, don't he, Frankie?
Oh, yeah. Well, I think he was crying.
Is this on the level?
If you don't believe us, why don't you come see for yourself? You'll see how bad he feels without you, and you'll see how lonesome he is just sitting there all alone.
Gee, that's kind of hard to believe.
Please say you'll come. Why, the sight of you'll make a new man out of you.
Well, I don't know, Gomer. Why doesn't he call me?
Oh, you know.
Yeah, I know. That big, proud teddy bear.
Then you'll come?
All right. Wait, I'll go get my purse.
Thank you, Miss Bunny. I thank you. And the teddy bear's gonna thank you.
You know, life is like a paper napkin.
Vince! Vince Carter! Vince!
Toby Eigler!
Not anymore. Toby Comstock. This is my husband, Bill. Bill, this is Vince Carter, an old flame of mine.
Hi, Bill.
Very nice to meet you.
You sure broke a lot of hearts when you took her off the market. Say, can you sit down and have a drink?
We'd like to, but we're meeting some friends.
Tell him I'll be right over, honey. I just want to sit here and talk to Vince for a few minutes. It's been ages.
Okay.
Nice to meet you, Bill.
Same to you, Ben.
Sit down, Tobe. Hey, you look just great, Toby.
He's right over there. Where do you see him? I hope you recognize him. There.
Thanks a lot, fellas. I'm sure glad you talked me into this. Now I can go home and read a book.
Now will you keep your nose out of other people's business? Look what you've done now.
Maybe I should have done it the other way around. Why don't we talk to Sergeant Carter?
We? Now, wait a minute, Gomer. Count me out.
I sure wish you'd come along, Frankie. It's a kindly, charitable act that I think it'd make you proud.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Hi, fellas. Where you been?
Well, we went out, and, guess who we seen? Miss Bunny.
No kidding, you saw Bunny?
Mm-hmm.
Where?
She was, coming out of her apartment. Right, Frankie?
Yeah, that's right. That's where it was. Her apartment. That's where we saw her coming out of. Her apartment. Yep, that was it.
I wonder where she was going.
Last thing I heard her say was she was going to stay home and read a book. Isn't that what she said, Frankie?
Yeah, that was it. I heard her. She said she was going to go home and read a book.
Wait a minute. You saw her coming out of her apartment and she said she was going to go home and read a book?
Maybe she had to go out and buy one.
Yeah, like to the drugstore to buy one of those, paperbacks. I think I might have heard her say she was going to go home and read a paperback.
You're kidding. She's too popular to sit home carrying a torch for me.
Hi, Phyllis. Hey, so you're the one that's been knocking. I didn't even know you were home.
I'm sorry, Phyllis. It's just that I was trying to read, and I thought maybe you could keep it a little quieter up there.
Hey, I'm having a party. Why don't you come up?
No, thanks.
I've got some fun people up there. I sure hate to see you miss out on it.
Maybe next time.
Well, okay. If you change your mind, we'll be up there.
All right, honey. Thank you.
I'll try to keep the noise down.
Okay.
I think it's ridiculous to go over there. It's a wild goose chase. She won't be there.
She will, I know it. I'll bet you $1 to a donut. She's sitting there reading a book all by herself. Right, Frankie?
Yeah, reading a book and probably crying. Reading and crying.
Let's go.
Come in.
You won't come to the party, so we're going to bring the party to you. Come on,
Well, at least somebody's having a good time tonight.
Don't you worry, Sergeant. Everything's gonna be okay once you see that lonesome little face.
Hey, here come 3 more. I better get some more soda, too.
I warned you to keep your nose out of their business, didn't I, Gomer? But you had to go and play the peacemaker. I hope you learned a lesson.
I know. Suppose I went to Miss Bunny and told her that I...
For Pete's sakes, Gomer, now stay out of it. If you'd let them alone in the first place, they'd probably be together by now.
I know, but if I
No
just...
buts about it. Now, look, you want to help Sergeant Carter? Stay out of his life.
I suppose you're right.
Quick, put some elbow grease into it. Here comes Sergeant Carter.
Hey, Sergeant. Me and Frankie here doing a real good job on the windows, the corners and all.
You know, Pyle, life is like a pane of glass. 1 minute, the sun is shining through. Then all of a sudden, there's a storm. Everything gets all blurry. And if the pressure gets to be too much, it cracks.
I got to do something. I just can't stand here and do nothing. I got to do something.
Now, Gomer, you said you were going to keep out of it.
No, I'm going to help him. Only this time I'm going to get help to help him.
Oh, Gomer, what are you talking about?
I'm going to go see the chaplain. He'll know what to do.
The chaplain? Now, look, Gomer, you can't...
You ain't going to talk me out of it. If you don't want to go with me, I'll go by myself. Some people just feel things more deeply than others. You know what I mean, Chaplain? A lot of fellas get real excited and show their feelings, whereas others just keep it inside and suffer.
And this friend of yours is more like the latter type.
Sir?
He suffers silently.
Oh, yes, sir, and it can break your heart just to see it. I'm terribly worried about him, sir. Honest, I am.
Well, you're a good friend, son. And that's what this man needs. Understanding friends who'll cheer him up when he's in this depressed condition. After a while, he'll snap out of it.
Well, I sure hope so. He looked awful this morning, just awful.
Well, that's why it's important to stay close to him. It's at times like these they're apt to do irresponsible things.
Irresponsible things?
You know, like go into town and stuff.
Do away with yourself, you mean?
Well, I really didn't mean quite that.
I know. I've read about it in the papers lots of times where a feller has a fight with his girl and then does away with his sale.
Well, no, son. You see,
I can just see it happening. I can close my eyes and see him, that sad face walking right straight out into the ocean till it's over his head, just like James Mason done in A Star is Born.
I assure you nothing like that will happen. Now, you just get back to your friend and do the best you can to take his mind off his worries.
Thank you, Chaplain. I'll do my best. It's just one more thing I wanted to say, Chaplain. I hope you don't mind my not mentioning the name of my friend.
Oh, not at all, son. Not at all.
You know how it is. He might feel kind of funny my coming here without his knowledge, so that's the reason I didn't mention his name.
I understand perfectly.
He might get angry if I said who he was. And when Sergeant Carter gets angry, he really gets angry. Kind of slipped out.
Forget it. I won't breathe to a soul.
Oh, thank you, Chaplain. Thank you.
Now, you get back to your friend and see what you can do to lift his spirits.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Gomer. You saw the chaplain. Now, can we please get back to our work?
Get back to work? You heard what he said. I gotta stick around Sergeant Carter. He needs me now.
Vince, you look awful. If I were you, I'd take it easy in town tonight.
It's just what I'm gonna do.
I mean, from the way your eyes look with those circles on them.
I know how I look. And you want to know why? I haven't slept for 3 nights, that's why.
I'm sorry.
It's tough enough to sleep with the problems I got, but when I finally do, there's always some interruption and boom, there goes the sleep.
So what's the plan?
I'm going into town. I'm going to get a room on the top floor of the Norma Hotel away from everything and everybody. And then I'm going to sleep and sleep and sleep.
Good idea. That business about Bunny really threw you, huh?
Well, what had to be, had to be. But now I'm going to get a grip on myself, and a good night's sleep will help out.
Well, is it quiet at the Norma?
Sure, no interruptions. And even if it isn't.
What's that?
Earplugs. Really shuts out the noise.
Good deal.
You know, Boyle, life is like a locker.
How's that?
I'll see you, Boyle.
Take it easy, Sarge.
I wonder where he's going.
Now, I don't know, but wherever he's going, it doesn't look like he needs you. So, Gomer, please, let's just go back and finish our...
I'm going to find out.
Oh.
Hey, Corporal.
What's the matter? You guys got nothing to do?
Well, we was looking for Sergeant Carter.
Sergeant Carter's gone. He won't be back today.
Well, do you know where he went?
He went to town, okay?
Do you know if he had a date, Corporal?
What are you, a cop? No, he didn't have a date. The reason he went to town was to get away from everybody. Satisfied?
Well, do you know where we could find him in town?
Look, Pyle, he didn't want to be disturbed. He went to the Hotel Norma, and all he wants to do is sleep.
Sleep?
That's right. He took a room at the hotel so he could sleep and sleep and sleep. That's what he told me. Now get out of here and stop asking so many questions.
Did you hear that, Frankie? All he wants to do is sleep and sleep and sleep and in a hotel room.
Yeah.
We gotta do something. Gotta do something quick.
This is Vince Carter in 517. Until you hear different from me, I don't want to be disturbed at all. I'm going to be sleeping, so no calls, nothing. Thank you.
You got to believe me, Miss Bunny. He's gonna do away with himself.
Oh, fellas, please, you're insulting my intelligence. I know Vince Carter. He made you do this, right?
No, you hadn't seen him these last couple of days. He's a broken man.
It's the truth, Miss Bunny. He does nothing but talk to himself.
Well, that's a new way to commit suicide. He's gonna bore himself to death.
No, you don't know what you're saying, Miss Bunny. Why, this very minute...
Oh, yeah? Then why did you come here? Why didn't you go to the police instead, huh? Why?
Well, you know Sergeant Carter. He wouldn't listen to the police.
Never.
You're the only one that can save him. You're the only one he'll listen to. But if you're not coming, maybe we had better go to the police. We better hurry. Come on, Frankie.
Wait a minute, boys. Wait a minute. I'm coming with you. The room clerk will be back in 15 minutes.
We can't wait that long. Can you tell us what room Sergeant Vincent Carter's in?
Oh, Vincent Carter. He just checked in, room 517. Oh, but you can't go up there. He doesn't want to be disturbed. He went to sleep. At 6 o'clock in the evening?
It's too late. We came too late.
No, it can't be. Come on.
Here it is. 517.
Oh, please don't let us be too late. Please don't, please.
Do something. Knock on the door.
Sergeant Carter.
Vince! Oh, Vince!
What is this? What's going on here?
You're alive. You're not dead. Sergeant, what happened?
What is this? What's going on here? What are you people doing here?
What are we doing here? What are you doing here?
What does it look like I was doing here? I was sleeping. That's what I was doing.
Sleeping?
Sleeping?
Yeah, sleeping. Something I haven't done in 3 nights, and guess why?
Well, don't look at me. I came down here to save your life. At least that's what someone told me.
I guess I made a mistake.
Well, you're not the only one.
Bunny, wait. You mean you came over here because you thought that I...
Well, the way they made it sound...
And you came racing over here because you was afraid...
Well, of course I came racing over. Naturally, I came racing over.
Oh, Bunny. I feel like a sap for the way I acted towards you. I really do.
Well, how do you think I feel? Was it really because of me that you couldn't sleep for 3 nights?
Well, yeah, I was pretty upset. I missed you a lot, Bun.
Same here, Vince.
Well, you did it, Gomer. They're together again.
Oh, bless their hearts. We'll leave you two alone. Miss Bunny will be right outside. They're entitled to a little privacy. Hey, Frankie, see him? It's just like watching a movie with a happy ending.
Vince, it's Gomer.
Huh? Act like you didn't see him. Duck.
He's already seen us.
Huh?
Hey, Sergeant. Hey, Miss Bunny. Well. It's sure good to see you two together, happy and everything. And to think, this is the place where it started, just the other night. You know the whole story of what happened, Miss Bunny? I mean, everything?
Well, yeah,
Well, it's a story worth telling. Here's how it happened right from the start. You see, Frankie and me was sitting at that table right over yonder, and then a little while Sergeant Carter come in, looking like he had lost his last friend. He looked just terrible, Sergeant. So anyway, we waited.
হ্যাঁ, আমি এই ব্যাপারটা নিয়ে আপনার সাথে আলাপ করতাম। যেহেতু আপনি নিজেই প্রসঙ্গটা তুললেন, তাহলে আপনিই বলেন কত নিতে চান, কিভাবে নিতে চান।
দেখুন, আমাদের যে সামাজিক বাস্তবতা, এই অবস্থায় 10 জন সৎ মানুষ খুঁজে বের করা খুবই কঠিন কাজ। আমি সেটা পারবো নিশ্চিত। তো এই 10 জন সৎ মানুষ খুঁজে বের করবার জন্য প্রতি জনের জন্য 10 লাখ করে ধরে আপনি আমাকে 10 জনের জন্য মোট 1 কোটি টাকা দেবেন।
আপনার বাইরের কাজের অভিজ্ঞতা থেকে হয়তো বা এমনটা ঠিকই আছে, কিন্তু একটা ইনফরমেশন আপনাকে না দিলেই নয়। আমি যে 10 জনকে খুঁজছি, সেই 10 জনের প্রত্যেককে আমি মাত্র 10 লাখ করে টাকা দিব, এবং সেই 10 জনের একজনকে খুঁজতে গিয়ে যদি আপনাকে 10 লাখ টাকা দিতে হয়, তাহলে অ্যামাউন্টটা একটু বেশি হয়ে গেল না?
ঠিক আছে, আমি আসলে ইন্টারন্যাশনাল লেভেল থেকে চিন্তা করেছিলাম আপনি যেটা দিতে স্বাচ্ছন্দ্য বোধ করেন সেটাই দেবেন। অসুবিধে নেই, একটা প্রজেক্ট না হয় টাকা কমই পেলাম। সারাটা জীবন তো বিদেশে কাজ করে গেলাম, বিদেশিদের জন্য কাজ করে গেলাম, দেশের মাটিতে দেশের মানুষদের জন্য কাজ করব, এটাও তো একটা পাওনা, তাই না? আপনি যা দিলে স্বস্তি পাবেন তাই বলেন।
আপনি যা চেয়েছেন তাতে আমি আর কি বলবো বুঝতে পারছি না, কিন্তু আপনি যদি কাজটা ঠিকভাবে শেষ করেন তাহলে আমি আপনাকে 50 লাখ টাকা দিব।
ঠিক আছে, তবে 50% আমাকে অ্যাডভান্স দেবেন আর 50% সাকসেসফুলি প্রজেক্টটা শেষ হওয়ার পর।
ওকে, সেটা হতে পারে।
ঠিক আছে, আপনার প্রস্তাবে আমি